Jae Han, a musical genius once forgotten by the art world after an unexpected incident. After many years of silence, he decides to return, not to shine alone, but to guide young talents to rise together. On this journey, Jae meets many people with different passions and aspirations, each with their own story. Music becomes the thread that connects them, helping to heal wounds and awaken dormant emotions. Musical angels also constantly appear to help him with unexpected thoughts or situations. So, how will everything unfold? Please join Life Manhwa in following this captivating story. Li Jayen's footsteps are like a hurried dance forward, full of excitement. She turns her head, her hair fluttering slightly in the wind, her eyes sparkling, urging, "Hurry up, President, at this rate we will be late." Behind her, Jae Han struggles to keep up. All right. His name is Jae Han, the president of a small company, JJK Entertainment. His heart is heavy with an old feeling. Just once, I want a music career. In the past, whenever I played music, I felt happy and excited every day. I thought I had found meaning in my life. But life is not that simple. Only talented people are recognized by society, but I do not have that talent. Because I have been abandoned by the music gods. I kept circling around music, and eventually I became a manager. If I can't do it myself, at least I can make others shine. But it is like they are laughing at my feelings. The band I poured my heart into just left when they became famous. And now, the singer I trusted and have always been by, is stepping onto the stage for the last time. Li Jayen nervously brushes her hair, giving a polite smile. I can only do this much for you. I have disappointed you. We have done much better already. This is more than enough for me. Jayen glances back at him, her eyes sparkling with joy. So, President, do not feel regret anymore. Jae Han frowns, sadly wanting to ask. She knows this is her last performance. Suddenly, hurried footsteps approach. A voice rings out mockingly from behind. Look who it is. They are the girls from the old band managed by Jae Han. President, it has been a while, has not it? She asks a casual question. Looks like the company is still doing pretty well. The girl behind immediately covers her mouth and giggles. Doing well, there is even a rookie here I have never seen before. They laugh gleefully at each other, their eyes filled with contempt sweeping over Jayen. She is not a singer, but a staff member. She is holding the mic. Then, they quickly find an excuse to leave, pretending to be busy. Anyway, we have another appointment, we are leaving. The mocking words continue to be discussed and echo. That girl is so naive. I do not know if she is naive or stupid. Jae can't control his anger and turns around abruptly. How dare you? At that moment, a soft and warm hand holds his hand. Jayen calls out softly, President. She smiles, a resilient smile. I will be back. In Jae Han's memory, Li Jayen, a talented singer with a clear and pure voice that can move your heart, Jayen is our company's last hope. He remembers the good comments from the audience when they heard her sing. Is she really a rookie? She is such a great singer, her voice is so clear, completely different from other idols. Jae closes his eyes, trying to remain calm and composed. He looks at Jayen and encourages himself with regret. If I had tried a little harder. He remembers the image of her interacting with the audience, harboring hope. Jayen will have a chance to be on stage. I should have completed it for her. Jae raises his head in surprise. What is that sound? He looks at the lighting rig above the stage wondering, why is that shaking so much? That spot is right above Jayen's head. He panics. Jayen. Jae quickly runs towards her. His heart pounding non-stop, it is going to endanger her. He shouts her name, Jayen. Jayen turns her head in surprise. President. The audience below has also seen the abnormality. They are screaming loudly. But it is too late, blood splatters on the floor. Jae thinks to himself at this moment, I do not feel any pain at all. The scene before him blurs, the people around him seem to be rushing towards him. Jae lies on the floor, his face covered in blood, his body motionless. He thinks to himself, I guess this is how everything ends. A feeling of utter sadness invades his soul. Just as expected, the gods have truly abandoned me. Jayen tries to rush towards him but is stopped. Before completely losing consciousness, Jae thinks to himself, sorry Jayen, this is a terrible ending, but, even if it is like this, I was able to help you this much, so I am very glad. Jae closes his eyes, his consciousness floating in an undefined space. He promises himself, finally, if I have one more chance to start over, I will play music without regret. At that moment, Jae-hyuk opens his eyes, a strange voice bursts straight into his head. Can you do it, kid? Jae-hyuk sits up suddenly, finding himself surrounded by water. It seems he is at sea. He is surprised. Where am I? A dignified man's voice rings out. If you answer my question first, I would greatly appreciate it. Jae-hyuk turns his head. A huge, faint figure appears above, like a god, asking him, if the music god had not abandoned you, do you really think you could have done it? If we give you one more chance, can you say you will play music without regret? Jae-hyuk is extremely surprised, momentarily speechless. This time it is a woman's voice giggling. Are you not confident? If you do not even have the courage to face your dream, is this second chance worth it? Another man's voice rings out. This kid gave up on his dream once already. Jae-hyuk sits silently, his hands supporting him on the sand at the bottom of the sea. The person continues to question, did not you throw away your guitar with your own hands, and now you are complaining that the gods abandoned you? Jae-hyuk lowers his head, seemingly having a great struggle in his thoughts, sweat rolling down his cheek. The person's words are almost threatening, even if you gave up once. You can't give up again, understand? That face frowns, becoming serious. I will ask you again. If we give you one more chance, will you let the whole world be immersed in your music? Jae-hyuk sinks into his memories. I thought the music god had abandoned me. No matter how hard I tried and struggled, there would be no stage for me to stand on. I told myself, I do not want to do this anymore. I won't feel any regret about this anymore. His eyebrows furrow, an angry voice rings out in retort, that is just a lie. But Jae-hyuk raises his hand decisively, I want to do it. His appearance pleading earnestly, I want to play music more, I do not want to end it like this. He clenches his hand with determination, please give me one more chance. His face begs earnestly, full of promise, I will let the whole world hear my music. The god smiles upon hearing this. A voice rings out with authority, then bursts into laughter, if you fail again, try borrowing the power of the death god instead of the music god, ha ha. Another god clears his throat, his words somewhat gentler, remember the feelings you have right now. A huge hand reaches towards him, that sentence echoing again, remember the feelings you have right now. That is a god wearing a hood on his head, he says, I will take you to your dream, my friend. They instruct him for the last time, the space around him seems to change, do not forget the promise not to give up on that dream again. The first god says to him with great affection, to help you keep your promise. He stands with his arms crossed, giving him a definite promise, the music gods will always be with you. Jae-hyuk opens his eyes in surprise, this time he has returned to reality. Before his eyes is the angry face of the boss, you were really sleeping. Jae-hyuk calls out shyly, boss, he holds the cleaning broom in his hand, puts his hands on his hips and says, yeah, I am your boss, my friend, told you to open the store. But you lost your mind and went to sleep. Jae-hyuk frantically looks around, stammering, yes, I am sure I was at a performance stage, wait a minute, the boss immediately corrects him, I guess you are not awake yet. Calm down and get ready to open the store. Then Jae-hyuk goes to clean the tables and gradually calms down, wait, this is the music cafe I worked at a long time ago, how am I here? Remembering the dream just now, he is startled, wait a minute, no way. Jae-hyuk suddenly looks at his boss and asks a strange question, boss, how old am I? Making him surprised, what? He sighs, reluctantly replying, are you still sleepy? When you did the interview, you told me you were 23 years old. Jae-hyuk stands rooted to the spot for a moment, no way. He rests both hands on the table, trying to organize his thoughts, I think I finally understand now. An unbelievable hypothesis arises in his mind, like his death never happened and he is back in the past. Jae-hyuk remembers his past life. At that time, to save Jaehyun, he ran towards her without thinking. And the scene when he looked up at the sky, where many gods appeared and asked him many questions. Jae-hyuk still feels very confused. What? There is something like this in the world. Suddenly a young man walks into the cafe. He greets the boss cheerfully. Boss, I am here. He also greets him warmly. Oh, here you are, Taechan, you are here, I heard you wrote a new song. He replies with a serious voice, "That is right, this is the first time I am going to arrange everything." Jae-hyuk curiously watches him. Who is that? Is there a singer like this at the cafe? He quickly picks up the guitar and walks away. The boss asks, "Can you perform today?" He replies confidently, "Trust me, have I ever disappointed you?" Then, Taechan sits down on the chair and starts playing and singing. The boss also sits nearby and listens attentively. Jae-hyuk thinks to himself, I understand why I can't remember anything now. There is no way I would remember him if he was only at that level. While playing, he suddenly plucks one of the guitar strings. Taechan raises his eyebrows uncomfortably. Why does this junk guitar sound so bad? Jae-hyuk does not care at all, still focusing on his cleaning work at the counter. Suddenly there is a call, "Hey, you part-time worker." He suddenly yells at him, "Are you laughing at me? The singer is performing but you are treating it like a joke because you are misunderstanding it." Jae-hyuk calmly replies, "I am not even laughing." Taekan's face turns red with anger, almost roaring, "What, you are not laughing? Are you calling me a liar?" The boss immediately stops him, trying to mediate, Hey, Taechan." But he still rudely lunges forward and grabs his collar. "I saw this bastard laughing at me. Do you want to be fired? Are you crazy? Don't you know who the main performer in this cafe is?" Jae-hyuk remembers now. I remember now. He remembers the terrible insults of him in his past life. How pathetic. How are you still alive? What do you think you are doing? Jae-hyuk thinks to himself, the man in front is trash. He does not see him say anything and immediately shouts, "Hey, why are not you saying anything?" The boss steps forward, pats him on the shoulder and smiles apologetically. "Taechan, stop it and let it go. He is still just a kid, but he still looks grumpy. Hey, do not touch me, you have to punish the bad habits of bastards like this first." Jae-hyuk raises his head and says seriously, "I never laughed at you." Taechan makes a surprised face and asks again, "What?" Ignoring him grabbing his collar again, Jae-hyuk remains calm. He frowns and questions, "What is wrong with you? Is it because your music is not good enough?" "It is nothing to me." Taechan is hit where it hurts, his voice becoming hesitant. What did you just say?" Jae-hyuk says it straight and repeats it again without hesitation. "I said your music sucks and is hard to listen to." He scoffs contemptuously, telling the boss with a smug tone, "Do you see this guy? He is just wiping the floor, what does he know?" Then immediately points directly at Jae-hyuk, his face full of challenge. "Think carefully, do you also make music? All you are doing now is ruining my stage." He grabs his guitar and flashes a proud smile, raising his voice in challenge, "If you think you are good, then prove it yourself." Taechan hands the guitar to him and says, "Your real music." The boss is also stunned by his actions. At this moment, a couple walks into the cafe. The girl asks quietly, "Are not they open yet?" The boy replies, "No, it is opening time now, they are preparing to perform now." The boss raises his eyes and looks at them, a light flashing in his eyes. He just had an idea, he suggests, "Well, you two, how about we do this?" The boss says happily, "I will ask the audience to score each performance at today's concert. And not forgetting to thank the guest, thank you for coming." Taechan sits on the chair, the lights focused on him and Taechan introduces professionally, "This is all my set for today, but I have an announcement for everyone." He smiles and continues, "Today we have a special event at this cafe. I am creating a small competition. On the tables, we have special papers available." He continues to explain the rules. "I am number 1, and my friend who will appear later is number 2. The guests in the cafe start to feel interested. After each person receives a voting slip, Taechan continues, "Please vote for the person you think has the better performance. If possible, please vote as fairly as possible." Later, he glances at Jae-hyuk with a confident look and introduces, and here's the second singer." A round of applause for Han Jae-hyuk's performance. One of the guests also notices Jae-hyuk and exclaims in surprise, "Is not that the part-time worker? I did not even know he could play music. That is surprising." Taechan thinks smugly, "You can only be this clumsy because you have only practiced a little." He retreats inside and constantly slanders, "This stage is not for a fool like you, it can be easily stood on and performed well." Jae-hyuk sits on the stage, hugging the guitar and thinking, "This stage. I worked hard to make up for this lack of talent. I can clearly remember all the time I played and sang music all night." Jae-hyuk looks quite nervous at this moment. He tries to calm himself down. Control yourself, I can do it. The boss standing below also feels worried. There are a few noises around. When is he going to start? He looks too worried. Taechan standing on the side is complacent, sneering in his heart. Of course it will be like this. You are an amateur who has never been on stage before. What do you think will happen next? Jae-hyuk sighs softly, telling himself, focus, focus. Suddenly he opens his eyes wide in surprise. Floating papers appear in front of him. The message from the devil's violinist: you have had a chance but you are still thinking like this. The contents of the next paper are somewhat teasing. Street Angel. The man who only runs away is not cool. Jae-hyuk feels like he is dreaming and a little unreal. What is this? Am I hallucinating? In front of him, the gods appear once again. Pop King, do not think too much before you go on stage. Devil's violinist, running away is not the solution, you have to be confident. Deaf artist, are you going to try your best or run away? Another god, now then, what are you going to do, boy? Are you just going to sit still like that forever? Another god, or do you want to try to give the best performance? Jae-hyuk thinks to himself, I do not really understand the situation right now, but... His fingers start to gently touch the guitar strings. The sound begins to ring out. The listeners in the cafe listen and chat. Jae-hyuk tells himself and encourages himself, it will be okay, I can do it, do not worry. 1, 2. He gradually calms down and plays the first few bars of the song. The guests in the cafe look a little surprised. One person calls out in shock, he is starting. Then Jae-hyuk starts to sing. The melody of the guitar blends with his singing. The guests in the cafe all look up at him with quite surprised expressions. Taechan standing inside is also startled. What the hell? The boss's eyes also become shocked. The other god is attentively listening to him play and sing. At this moment Jae-hyuk is immersed in the music and confidently sings his voice. Outside on the sidewalk, Baek Jae-tae is busy walking and talking on the phone, his vest slung over his arm. Yes, I understand, I will do it, yes. Ending the phone call, he is engrossed in his thoughts, taking care of that actor. After 3 months of doing this job, I still have not seen any solo singers. I clearly stated that I was interested in taking care of artists in the interview, so why do they still only give me the job of taking care of actors? If they continue like this, I will have to leave. Suddenly Baek looks up and sees the cafe sign. He thinks to himself, I unconsciously walked and stopped here. He hesitates a little but his hand touches the doorknob. I used to come here often before taking this job. It has been a while, should I stop by? Through the crack in the door, a melodious singing voice escapes, causing him to unconsciously stare. Do you know? Baek is overjoyed. The singer I dreamed of finding has appeared. At the same time, inside the cafe, the guests are attentively listening to Jae-hyuk sing. The boss looks quite satisfied. Taechan is sweating at this moment. Jae-hyuk is completely immersed in the music. He sits there singing melodious melodies that spread throughout the room, playing touching guitar sounds. Jae-hyuk breathes a sigh of relief as he finishes the song. Meanwhile, the guests are still stunned. Their eyes watch him attentively. Some guests even take out their cameras to take pictures. Jae-hyuk raises his head and says softly, "Thank you everyone." He is suddenly startled. Everyone's applause erupts and flattering compliments pour in for him. I got chills all over. Is he from a famous company? The boss standing below also smiles, clapping enthusiastically. Taekan's face is extremely shocked, still not believing what he has just experienced. There is no way a part-time worker could do that. Baek sits there still quite tense. A compliment suddenly rings in Jae-hyuk's ear. Well done, young man, well done. The gods simultaneously congratulate him. Pop King, very impressive, everyone is praising you. 6 sorcerers of the kingdom, I feel their souls are resonating. Street Angel, that is right, now the stage is yours. Another god, what are you doing? You go thank the audience, what are you waiting for? Jae-hyuk looks up at them and smiles. Then he bows to the audience. A moment later, the boss checks the votes and announces, out of 39 votes, Taechan has 6 votes, Jae-hyuk has 33 votes. Taechan looks extremely bitter. He holds the voting slip in his hand and grits his teeth angrily when he hears the boss announce, so, as you can see, Jae-hyuk is the winner. Then, not hiding his frustration, he left cursing, damn it. The boss immediately turned around and said to Jae-hyuk, I have to go out to calm him down a bit. You can go home now too. He added, save this detail for tomorrow, but for now, go home and get some rest, you have worked hard. Jae-hyuk, in the meantime, still felt lightheaded, unable to believe this was real. He stared blankly at his hand, then clenched his fist and gave a determined smile. Suddenly a voice rang out, please wait a moment. Beck stepped forward to start a conversation. Are you Han Jae-hyuk? Can you spare some time? He smiled kindly. Looking at a face that was not so unfamiliar from his past life, Jae-hyuk was surprised and gaping, thinking to himself, wait, could this person be? Jae-hyuk immediately recognized this as the director of the directing department of the largest entertainment company in Korea. The genius director who leads the global K-pop market, Baek Jae-hyuk. Beck nervously reached into his pocket and fumbled. I am sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Then he held out his business card, introducing himself. I am Baek Jae-hyuk, the new manager of JJK Entertainment. Jae-hyuk looked at the business card in his hand, ah yes, and thought to himself, the new manager, so even Baek Jae-hyuk started like this, he looks so different afterwards. Beck seemed quite excited, his eyes sparkling. I really liked your performance today, your talent really surprised me. Jae-hyuk shyly bowed his head, thank you. He cleared his throat softly, then said, actually, I have a proposal for you. Beck smiled, looking at him seriously proposing, have you thought about auditioning for JJK Entertainment? Jae-hyuk was surprised, the audition. Beck puffed out his chest confidently affirming, that is right, with your skills, I guarantee you will pass, your talent is more outstanding than any singer I have ever seen, and drew a bright and promising future. If you pass this audition, I will become your devoted manager, I will take responsibility for you. Jae-hyuk was too surprised by this situation. He did not rush to agree. Trying to suppress his emotions, he calmly said, thank you for your offer, but it is a bit too sudden. Can you give me some time to think and message you back later? Beck immediately nodded, of course you can, you should. Beck remained friendly and kind to him. I hope we have a chance to work together, Han Jae-hyuk, contact me later. Jae-hyuk sat back down with a bewildered expression, there really is something. His eyes looked around the room, and stopped at the guitar. Jae-hyuk sighed, everything is still the same, I really have gone back to the past. He looked at the guitar still standing in the corner of the room, then picked it up. Feeling both nervous and a little excited, I can't explain what is happening right now, but maybe this is my second chance. He looked down at the guitar in his hand and started to harbor hope, this time I can achieve my dream. Jae-hyuk sat on the soft cushion and started playing the guitar. His singing voice hummed, I thought I had been abandoned by the music god. He remembered the sad days in his past life, I love music, I always wondered why it hated me. Around him, the voices of the gods began to stir, the devil's violinist, not bad, 6 sorcerers of the kingdom, wonderful, your guitar sang with you, street angel, your voice is so good. The god instructed him with a philosophical voice, your difficulties will become the waves that propel you forward. Jae-hyuk gave a proud smile, now I am together with the music gods. Jae-hyuk picked up Beck's business card and kept looking at it, thinking to himself, the audition. He felt a little hesitant, wondering, when should I try? A week later, at the JJK headquarters, Beck directly came out to greet him, looking happy. You must have had a hard time coming here. He smiled, replying, it is not too far from my house. Beck led him to a room and said, please wait here for a moment, I will call the team leader right away. Before leaving, he cared about his feelings, are you nervous? Jae-hyuk did not hide it, his voice a little restless, it has been a while since I have been in a situation like this. He remembered, in his past life, he was rejected at every audition he attended. Beck laughed, looking full of confidence, you do not need to worry, if it is your talent, the team leader will approve immediately. The clock at this time pointed to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Jae-hyuk sat alone in the room, surprised, thinking to himself, surprisingly, so many people are late for the audition, the entertainment company will wait about 30 minutes. Because sometimes a latecomer is a huge treasure. He felt extremely curious, but no matter what the entertainment industry is like, they can't be late, even if the company is strong, the new contestants are the ones who decide whether to sign the contract. They can eliminate potential valuable people, the only reason for me to wait so long. Jae-hyuk began to feel restless, crossing his legs. They do not intend to let me pass. Just then someone entered the room. He felt a little tense. The person who just entered called out, "Are you Han Jae-hyuk?" It was Li Hagen, the singing team leader of JJK Entertainment, followed by Baek. Jae-hyuk silently assessed, although he is not as outstanding as Baek Jae-tae, he still has a remarkable talent. He is the one directly recruited by the CEO of JJK. He stood up to introduce himself. "Hello, I am Han Jae-hyuk." The other party immediately bluntly dismissed. No need to stand up. Hagyun sat on the sofa, acting like a boss starting to speak. "I have heard from manager Baek Jae-tae. Let us start right away." Jae-hyuk forced a smile, as soon as he put on his headphones and thought to himself, "Not even an apology for making me wait." Hagyun immediately requested, "First, sing the designated song and then you can start singing a self-selected song." Hagyun put his hand up to his chin, looking quite indifferent. "The designated song will be Walking With You by Li Hiang. It was released 1 year ago, you must know it." Jae-hyuk immediately admitted, his expression a little brighter, "That is a song I really like." Hagyun immediately changed his expression to be a little more lively than before. He turned around and said to Baek, "That is lucky, Kyungtae, turn on the MR." Baek was surprised. "What?" He frowned and repeated, "I said turn on the MR, Walking With You." Baek replied, his voice a little worried, "I will search on YouTube right away." Jae-hyuk looked at the two of them feeling a little worried. The atmosphere did not seem right. Suddenly Hagyun changed his mind, "Do not search anymore," causing Baek to flinch. "What?" He rubbed the back of his neck and continued, "If it is not on there then do not bother searching." Baek looked confused. "But the audition does not have MR." Hagyun said a little irritably, "Are you listening to what I am saying, Han Jae-hyuk?" Jae-hyuk flinched. Hagyun continued, "I only care that there is no MR right now, so just sing any song." Then he sighed, frowning, thinking to himself, he has no experience with YouTube or indie music, and starting as a trainee at 23 is too late. He thought to himself, according to what I heard from Jae-tae, he seems to sing quite well, but the era of singers is over. Thinking of the current music scene, now is the era of artists. This is an era where you need to sing really well to survive. JJK does not need talents who only shine for 1 or 2 years. Hagyun secretly affirmed, that is clearly what he thinks, clear as day. Jae-hyuk smiled understandingly. "I was also a manager, although on a small scale, before I came back." Hagyun glanced at Baek, thinking to himself, "I feel sorry for Jae-tae, but it is better to cool his enthusiasm to prevent this from happening again." Baek suddenly changed his happy expression and said, smiling, "Team leader, I found the MR. Hey Jae-tae, you really think this is how it works, huh?" Hagyun showed a grumpy attitude. "You do not even know what I came here to do. I have to take time to come here." He rubbed his forehead, looking quite stressed. "Are you kidding? Searching on YouTube? That means the song chosen for the audition is not saved." Then suddenly turned around and called, "Han Jae-hyuk, if you can't even sing without MR." Hagyun hesitated a little, then continued, "You should consider finding another company." Hagyun was very harsh with Baek. They said something that Jae-hyuk inside here could not hear. Jae-hyuk frowned, thinking to himself, the entertainment industry is like this, a place where guaranteed success can change to an uncertain possibility. It is more sad than it is infuriating. Jae-hyuk was silent for a moment. How many dreams have withered before receiving that uncertain possibility? He remembered Jae-hyun telling himself, "I will show you the success that you are thinking of, more than anything, more than anything." The voice of the god suddenly rang in his ear. "The 6 sorcerers of the kingdom, brother." Jae-hyuk blankly looked up. The 6 sorcerers of the kingdom spoke. "Think, music is not just a few melodies and keys in the beginning." A hand was placed on his shoulder. The deaf artist said, "Put your hand on your chest right now. If it is a melody, tap the rhythm with your heart." Another god held the microphone up to his mouth. Another god said very confidently, "Oh boy, I became a solo master a long time ago." Jae-hyuk looked and listened attentively in surprise. Another god affirmed, "And if I can do it, you can too." He readjusted his headphones. Another god continued to emphasize, "Boy, this is something even you can do." The god seemed to be burning with music. Jae-hyuk took off his headphones at this time. Gently placed them on the table. Then he slammed his hand on the table. The strong, continuous beats caused the two people outside to flinch and turn around. Hagyan frowned, thinking, could I have been lost? A look of surprise flashed in his eyes. Beck also flinched and was stunned, stammering, This is. He exclaimed in his head, creating melody from the heart. Jae-hyuk at this time seemed to be immersed in another space. He raised his hand high, then slammed his hand on the table, creating musical melodies in a unique way. Scene change. Chairman Cho Jin-wook sat in his office, his eyes looking into the distance through the large glass door, asking, Team Leader Hagyan, what kind of people do I like? Hagyan, standing behind him, boldly replied, Capable people, sir. Jin-wook slightly bowed his head and thought, then, what kind of people do I dislike the most? His words contained a bit of sadness. I heard that the people you reject end up making a splash somewhere else. Jin-wook asked, What do you think? Hagyan replied, It is a shame. He sat with his arms crossed in his chair, still looking out, his deep voice ringing out, I used to believe in everyone no matter what, but recently, I have started to think differently. This probing question went into Hagyan's thoughts. Jin-wook continued, You understand what I mean, right? Hagyan had been sitting pondering for a long time, alone in the audience seat. Imagining in front of him the image of the singer performing on stage, he exclaimed in his head, This is crazy, I must be sitting in the studio. His eyes watched the hand playing the piano attentively, and the musical face of the male singer. The sounds of the instruments are very lively. Hagyan sat on the chair clenching his fist, feeling a little excited. It is like I am sitting in a concert hall. Could it be Han Jae-hyuk? He must have definitely hit the jackpot. A determination appeared in his head, we have to get him, at any cost. Hagyan felt like the stage light was shining directly on his face. But in reality, he was still sitting in the audition room. Suddenly a voice rang out in his ear, Is that a rejection? Hagyan regained his senses. In front of him was Jae-hyuk smiling at him. A moment of silence enveloped them. Hagyan clasped his hands together, seriously proposing, Han Jae-hyuk, please join us. He straightened his back, breathing a sigh of relief. Now I understand why manager Baek Jae-tae insisted on attending this audition. Then he apologized awkwardly, I am sorry for making you wait too long today. There was a problem with one of our artists, so it was late. Jae-hyuk was surprised, thinking to himself, finally. His feeling at this time was like standing on a tall building. I could not imagine before being regressed that I could set foot in JJK. Hagyan placed the pen on the contract, pushed it towards Jae-hyuk and said, Here. He smiled, explaining, Let me explain, the contract period is 5 years. During that time Han Jae-hyuk will be with JJK Entertainment. During the 5-year contract period, exclusive external activities, YouTube and SNS will not be allowed. And all the income that Han Jae-hyuk earns from music will be split 50-50 with JJK. Jae-hyuk stared at the contract, thinking to himself, a contract where the company takes up to half of the profits in the year that restricts activities, at first glance. It does not seem to benefit me at all. But this is the best entertainment company in Korea, JJK Entertainment. Hagyan excitedly introduced, JJK Entertainment will fully support Han Jae-hyuk in every aspect in the next 5 years. Beck with sparkling eyes could not hide much joy in his heart. I finally became a singer's manager. Hagyan continued to introduce, from releasing a solo album to filming MV, appearing on television, and even overseas performances. He opened his arms wide and confidently promised, I will ensure that Han Jae-hyuk is taken care of to the fullest. Jae-hyuk did not hesitate any longer. He immediately picked up the pen and signed the contract, happily telling himself, I will pursue my own music in this life. I will bring music to everyone. Hagyan was equally happy, secretly relieved. I am really lucky. If a talented person like this goes to another company, I would not dare to face the chairman. The indifferent expression from before disappeared, replaced by a determination. He reminded himself, a rookie with no experience will accept a contract with these conditions. I can't miss this opportunity. Suddenly Jae-hyuk put the pen down on the table with a thud. Hagyan and Beck stared at him, stunned. A tense feeling enveloped them. They did not know what he was going to do. Jae-hyuk pushed the contract away and said, I am sorry, it seems I need more time to think about it. Hagyan looked worried. Is there anything in the contract you do not like? If it is about the bonus, I will take care of my part. His heart was pounding. This time, I can't miss it. But Jae-hyuk smiled and denied, it is not because of the contract. I really like this contract. I wanted to be with JJK for the longest time, but now I want to sing more freely. Scene change. Jin-wook stood alone on the balcony thinking, ignoring the harsh afternoon sun shining directly on his head. He felt quite curious about the young man, constantly wondering in his heart, is it the recklessness of youth, or is there something else? However, I also feel relieved that he won't go to another agency. Jin-wook turned his head and asked, right, Jaeong-tae, did not you want to be a singer's manager when you joined? Baek felt a little worried. He admitted, yes, that is right. Jin-wook rubbed the cigarette he just smoked and asked further, his voice serious, are not you very good at seeing people? At this time, Hagyeon suddenly rushed in and interrupted, I will tell the chairman about this. Meanwhile, Jae-hyuk was walking alone along the corridor. The harsh afternoon sun shone into the passageway. He remembered the talented female singer he met in his past life, thinking to himself, Jae-hyun has extraordinary talent, but she is destined to be buried so that she can't see the light of the world. He felt full of regret. In the past, I could have discovered and nurtured Jae-hyun. If I signed a contract with JJK, my freedom would be severely restricted for 5 years. Before regressing, the reason I did not give up on music was because of Jae-hyun. Jae-hyuk looked up at the god and asked, do you intend to help Jae-hyun like you helped me? The gods just silently looked at each other. Jae-hyuk turned his face away disappointed. He thought to himself, like I had a second chance, I hope Jae-hyun also has a second chance. He secretly made up his mind, this time, I want to develop together with Jae-hyun. The gods discussed with each other. The devil's violinist spoke, after all, it seems like I was mistaken, devil's violinist, if I knew he was a reed swaying in the wind about trivial matters, I would not have given him this opportunity. The deaf artist objected, I do not think so, he performed his music twice. The devil's violinist had to give up to you, but I am no longer interested. Devil's violinist, I will be back when you find it interesting again. Deaf artist, still eccentric as always. In the midst of this, suddenly a voice rang out, excuse me. A young girl was rushing over. The girl with blonde hair was wearing a cap, and also waving to Jae-hyuk. He was stunned for a moment. She held the phone screen in front of him. In the photo was Jae-hyuk sitting performing at the music cafe the day before, her voice hesitant, this. She slightly lifted her hat and said, I saw it on YouTube. Jae-hyuk felt a bit familiar, could it be? He exclaimed in surprise in his heart, singer Li Hiang. She held out the phone and repeated the question once again, are you the one who sang in this video? Li Hiang proactively approached asking, are you the one who sang in this video? She smiled and praised, I was really surprised, although I have seen many people cover the Queen's songs, I have never seen anyone do it so well. Looking at the phone screen, Jae-hyuk Han suddenly remembered, this is the video of my performance at the cafe, it was posted on YouTube. He felt a little embarrassed wondering, moreover, Li Hiang has also seen it. In Jae-hyuk Han's memory, she is one of the most influential female artists in the city, who has been widely known since her debut. Li Hiang is always welcomed by fans, bodyguards always have to follow to protect her. And above all, he admired, she is the representative artist of JJK Entertainment. Jae-hyuk Han could not help but wonder, why would such a person take notice of me? Li Hiang suddenly moved closer and teased, hello, knock knock, are you listening? He was startled and quickly replied, yes. Jae-hyuk Han scratched his head awkwardly, excuse me, senior, she laughed upon hearing that, senior, I did not expect you to call me that. Li Hiang revealed quietly, I heard the song when I stopped by the studio and recognized it right away, after watching that video, I really wanted to meet you. Before this word, Jae-hyuk Han was stunned, she wanted to meet me. She honestly expressed, there is something I really need to talk to you about, can you spare some time? A moment later, the scene has changed to outside. Sitting in the car, Li Hiang awkwardly expressed, sorry, this is the only quiet place we can talk. Jae-hyuk Han, although feeling restless, still politely replied, it is okay, it is fine. She kept operating her phone, actually, what I am about to say here is a secret, even to people in the company. Li Hiang nervously reminded, you can't tell anyone, okay, seriously. He awkwardly replied, ah yes. Jae Han momentarily questioned in his heart. She will tell me a secret that she can't even tell the company. What is she going to say? Very quickly after that, Li Hiang spoke. I am finishing my second mini-album. I have chosen the release date. You replied, I understand. She said somberly, this is the album I am most attached to ever, so I am still finishing it even though it is only a month before the release date, Jae Han continued. I see, he was still curious, but why did she tell me this? Suddenly Li Hiang cheerfully turned to suggest, so, by the way, I hope Yu Ji-hyuk can help me. Jae Han was frightened to the point of being stunned. What? He asked in disbelief. Me help, Yu Hyung. The scene changed to the office of the president of JJK Entertainment. Cho Jin-wook was a little incredulous. What do you mean? Even though he passed the audition, he still left. Li Hagyun helplessly recounted. I proposed a contract because I could not miss that talent, but he said he still wanted to make music freely, causing Cho Jin-wook to be puzzled. There are still people who think like that now. He really is a weirdo. He suddenly remembered something and asked, oh, by the way, the schedule for the rookie auditions is today. I do not think I have ever heard of it. Li Hagyun hesitated and explained, it was not planned that way, but manager Baek Kyung-tae kept insisting so we did it hastily, anyway. Cho Jin-wook exclaimed in shock, that is shocking, is this guy so talented that even the strict team leader Lee had to immediately offer a contract? He replied regretfully. To be honest, I was very surprised. I did not expect anything because he was just an inexperienced rookie. Li Hagyun reminisced, as soon as I heard the first part of the song, I immediately felt it because it has been a long time since someone like Haeyoung appeared. If the terms of the contract were the problem, I would have tried to adjust it, but he said that was not the reason. Before this word, Cho Jin-wook fell into contemplation for a moment. He questioned sternly, who brought him here? Li Hagyun quickly added, all right, that person's name is Baek Kyung-tae. He is the new manager in the group. Cho Jin-wook immediately ordered, call him here for a bit, quickly. On this side, Jae Han asked in surprise again, you Lee Haeyoung want me to help complete the album? Lee Haeyoung confessed, actually, I am not satisfied with a part of an unfinished song that will be on the album, but when I heard Yu Ji-hyuk sing, I bet you would come up with some ideas. Everything came too suddenly. Jae Han was speechless and did not know what else to say. She proactively opened her mouth. Do you want to listen to it first? It is still just the music, Jae Han said confusedly. It is okay. He shyly thought to himself, she is already a top star, yet she is asking for music advice from an unknown rookie like me. Jae Han wondered in his heart, is this the secret to becoming the best? Before long, Lee Haeyoung found the recording. She suggested, well, let us listen. A beautiful piece of music immediately echoed throughout the car. Jae Han quickly immersed himself in the music. He closed his eyes thinking to himself, I can feel it. Jae Han relaxed his whole body. He seemed to be transported to another world. In this place, Jae Han hovered between a world of colors. He silently commented, delicate piano bass notes, gentle but developing very impressively, and worry comes from the emotions. Jae Han realized, accumulating there. It is scary and worrying. Thinking of this, he slowly opened his eyes. Jae Han stepped onto a runway. He heavily exclaimed, but it is a climactic feeling that makes people keep moving forward. Jae Han thought to himself, if I keep going like this. Suddenly he stopped as if he had realized something. In front of Jae Han at this time appeared a bottomless abyss. He was a little skeptical, will be lost, all emotions, all melodies. Those climaxes spread in vain. Returning to reality, Jae Han unconsciously took a long breath. Lee Haeyoung curiously asked, what do you think? He quietly looked at her. Clearly this is a good song, considering it is still unfinished and just a piece of music. The pop king suddenly spoke, but it is still not good enough, is that what you mean? Said then, he gave a smug smile at him. Lee Haeyoung on this side was still curiously waiting for a comment. The 6 sorcerers of the kingdom contributed, we can make it more lively. The street angel immediately chimed in, it would be a pity to leave a song like that. Another queen also agreed, it is not bad, but it is still missing something. She smiled explaining, actually it is just an extra song, but I really want to complete it well. Lee Haeyoung said a little sadly, in all the albums released so far, This is the song I participated in writing the lyrics and composing the music the most, so I feel more attached to it. Jae Han seriously asked again, are you sure you want to let a rookie like me complete such a precious song? She frankly waved her hand, it does not matter, no matter what anyone says, I think you Jae-hyuk are a great artist. Hearing this, he finally made a decision, okay? Jae Han firmly affirmed, I will help you complete this song. In the office, Cho Jin-wook wondered, you just said this person's name is Han Jae-hyuk. The other party replied, ah yes sir. He praised in surprise, he really is worth it, team leader Lee was right to make a contract. Cho Jin-wook asked further, how did you find him? Baek Jae-tae scratched his head confusedly, it was just luck. He sighed and teased, team leader Lee missed the talent that the youngest manager asked for, right in front of his face. Lee Hagyun heard this and immediately flinched. I did not intentionally let him go, I could not do anything else. Cho Jin-wook confidently guessed, refusing the contract because he wants to be free means. He is not doing it for money or fame. He admired, so simple, and perhaps a little romanticized, but... Cho Jin-wook asked curiously, have you seen anyone make music like this guy recently? Lee Hagyun replied sadly, no. Seeing this, he turned to ask Baek Jae-tae, Kyungtae, you clearly said you wanted to be a singer's manager, right? He was frightened and flinched, quickly adding, yes, that is right, sir. Cho Jin-wook seriously suggested, take care of this person. He won't be a freelance artist forever, keep in touch for later. He reminded, you brought this rookie, so try to convince him well, understood. Baek Jae-tae immediately said loudly, I understand, I will try my best. At the same time, Cho Jin-wook's phone suddenly rang. He quickly answered the phone, listening, Haeyoung, she will be at the studio, we are preparing an album, is there something, what? Cho Jin-wook asked in surprise again, Haeyoung brought, who? Under the sunset, a car slowly approached. Lee Haeyoung brightly opened the door. Here it is. She took the initiative to go first, sorry, this place is a bit messy. Right, Jae Han cleverly denied, it is okay. Lee Haeyoung politely asked, you need a piano, right, you can use that one. After Jae Han sat down in front of the piano, she saw the situation was not good and said loudly, even I think it is quite bad, we have to clean it up a bit. Looking at Lee Haeyoung being awkward, he suddenly thought to himself, I thought she was a disciplined person, she also has such a side. Jae Han commented, she is very determined in music. Holding the music book in his hand, he realized, most of the songs are familiar, these are the songs that will soon help Lee Haeyoung to be known as an artist. Not just a singer who is good at singing. Jae Han admitted, I know what these songs will be like. He glanced at Lee Haeyoung, telling himself, she trusted and asked for help even though my talent has not been proven, I can't hold back. Lee Haeyoung suddenly remembered, she suggested, thinking about it, we do not have anything to drink, right, you Jae-hyuk, let us go buy drinks. But at this moment, Jae Han's fingers had begun to dance on the piano keys. A beautiful piece of music immediately rang out. Lee Haeyoung was immediately overwhelmed, this song. She surprisingly realized, is this the song I wrote? Lee Haeyoung seemed to be transported to another world. The music continued to sound artistically, rhythmically without a mistake. The scenery around them gradually changed into a forest. Jae Han sang in the white snow. Lee Haeyoung hesitated, tightening the documents in her hand, I wrote this song, but there is something different. She immersed herself in the music, slowly feeling, a little gentler and a little more profound. Lee Haeyoung unconsciously closed her eyes tightly. Deep in her heart, each piano note from Jae Han momentarily moved people's hearts. He suddenly stopped, the music had come to an end. Jae Han calmly breathed a long breath. The Pop King clapped his hands, well done, my friend. The Pop King expressed, I feel comfortable listening to this song. Another queen also agreed and continued, it feels like my ears have been opened, well done, you. Even the deaf musician had to speak, yes, that song is not bad. Jae Han could not help but be proud. He unconsciously smiled on his lip. Lee Haeyoung was surprised with wide eyes, she hurriedly looked in, sorry, you Jae-hyuk, how did you do that? Causing Jae Han to be confused, what? She said hesitantly, what you just played, that is the unfinished music I wrote, you just read the music and played it, even you rearranged it. Jae Han asked blankly, do not you like it? Li Hiang happily retorted, What do you mean? I am very surprised. It turns out I also have an eye for talent. After speaking, she smiled brightly and hurriedly wrote down, Awesome, unbelievable, oh my god, there is such a solution. Li Hiang happily ran away, not forgetting to turn her head and remind, Wait a bit, you JJK. Do not forget the song you just played, okay, causing him to flinch. What? Ah, yes, she said loudly, I will go buy drinks and come back right away. JJK laughed in surprise, so she also has such a side. He happily thought in his heart, Great, in one day I saw so many sides of Li Hiang, I thought she just cleaned the room. JJK cleaned up the documents, he secretly thought, To be honest, this is not the first time I have seen this song, it was very successful and famous in the future. He told himself, I was afraid she would feel uncomfortable with the way I arranged it, but I am glad she liked it. Suddenly the door opened causing JJK to flinch. As she returned, she went so fast. A stranger suddenly appeared causing his eyes to widen. The other party without hesitation grabbed JJK's collar tightly. He loudly threatened, Who the hell are you screwing around here? How did you get in here? JJK heard this and froze. What is wrong with this person? He awkwardly raised his hand to explain, Wait, you must have misunderstood something. He still scolded angrily, What, misunderstood? What misunderstood? Do you know how many times I have met bastards like you? He kept questioning, Speak quickly, are you here to steal? Who sent you here, you bastard? Hearing this, JJK suddenly woke up. Ah, I remember, this person is the main composer of JJK Entertainment, Min Seokjun. He looked at him with a hateful expression. Min Seokjun threatened suspiciously, You are either a thief or a crazy fan of Li Hiang. Today you are in trouble with me. JJK frantically tried to stop. You must have misunderstood something. First of all, why do not you let me go first? He smirked contemptuously, You think I have not met people like you before, I am not letting you go, what can you do to me? JJK frowned uncomfortably, Sorry, but I came here with Li Hiang just now. Min Seokjun teased, What, are you kidding me? Li Hiang allowed you in here. These words made JJK furious. If you do not believe me then go ask the staff. Finishing speaking, he used force to clench his hand tightly. JJK said sternly, If you do not let go, I will force you to let go. He immediately flew into a rage, Really, try it, come on, you bastard. From a distance, a voice suddenly rang out, What the hell are you two doing? Causing both to flinch. Min Seokjun blankly recognized, Yu Haeyoung. He clicked his tongue, slowly, Do not come near here Yu Haeyoung, this person seems to be a crazy fan of yours, let me teach him a lesson. Li Haeyoung heard this and snapped, What are you talking about? He came here to help me complete the song. Before this word, Min Seokjun was stunned, What, complete the song? Li Haeyoung quickly approached and apologized, I am really sorry Yu Jae-hyuk, are you okay? Jae-hyuk politely replied, Yes, I am fine, it is just a small misunderstanding. She shouted loudly, What rude attitude are you having with the person who came here to help me? Quickly apologize to him. Min Seokjun scolded surlily, Wait, Yu Haeyoung, did not you say you were composing a song? Are you planning to collaborate with him? Li Haeyoung seriously admitted. That is right, is there a problem? He yelled angrily, You refused all my suggestions, but you went to shake hands with this person. Yu Haeyoung, are you still awake? She bluntly rebuked. What nonsense are you talking about again? Instructor Min, why are you like this, seriously? Jae-hyuk helplessly watched. Now I understand why Min Seokjun can't give Li Haeyoung a song. If it were me I would not want to collaborate with him either. Min Seokjun continued to scold, Oh my god I am going crazy, Yu Haeyoung. Do you know what people have been saying behind your back recently? Everyone is saying you are ignoring all the composers. Li Haeyoung retorted angrily, I have never done that. He asked bitterly, Then what is this about, bringing this kid into the company, throwing all the composers in the company aside? Do not you think you are being disrespectful? He leaned close to her face threatening, Do not say you think you are famous because of your ability, if you keep pretending to be powerful, managing everything. You won't be able to develop in this artistic world, understood? Jae-hyuk suddenly spoke, cutting him off, It seems you are being too arrogant. These words caused Min Seokjun and Li Haeyoung to be stunned. Jae-hyuk crossed his arms and continued, Indeed, no one in this industry can be more arrogant. A composer who complains and cries all day demanding to receive a song even though he is not good enough. Min Seokjun immediately growled, "What did you just say?" He went to Jae Han and confronted, "It seems you said something about my skills. Did I hear wrong?" He frankly admitted, "No, your ears are still good, that is what I said." Jae Han put on a disgusted expression, "To be honest, I want to advise you to develop your personality first, but it is not worth it." Min Seokjun was momentarily angered. He rolled up his sleeves intending to pounce and attack. Damn it, this bastard is really going crazy because he believes in Li Hiang. Min Seokjun yelled challenging, "Let us see if you can still smile when you get beaten up badly." A voice suddenly rang out interrupting the story, "Am I seeing things?" Cho Jinwook appeared with an elegant style reminding, "This is not the scene I thought would appear in the recording studio." Min Seokjun saw him, and was immediately frightened and flinched, "Chairman." Jae Han could not help but be surprised. "This person is Cho Jinwook, the president of JJK Company." Baek Jeongtae adjusted his glasses incredulously. He wondered, "Jaehyuk, are you really here? How can you be in the studio with Yoo Haeyoung?" Cho Jinwook raised his voice questioning Min Seokjun. "Min Seokjun, why are you here again? Don't you have anything else to do?" He answered flusteredly, "Yes, no." He was a little dissatisfied and remained silent for a long time. Cho Jinwook proactively suggested, "Instead of doing it in this cramped place, let us go somewhere else." A moment later, they moved to the dance practice room. Sitting down at the table, Cho Jinwook sternly reprimanded, "Just because of that reason, you almost fought in the recording studio." The door of the room closed. The atmosphere between them became extremely suffocating. Min Seokjun shamelessly explained, "It is not true, Chairman. Do not you think it is too much? You also know how hard I have tried to work with Yoo Haeyoung this time. He kept complaining. I sent her a few sample songs but they were all rejected, even though I did not say anything, but I felt like no one cared." Min Seokjun immediately cast a resentful look at Jae Han. "You can't imagine my feeling when I saw her, suddenly choosing a newbie in this situation." Li Haeyoung suddenly interrupted, "Wait, I took the initiative to produce this mini-album, so I am also free to choose Yoo Jaehyuk, right?" She emphasized loudly, "I contacted Yoo Jaehyuk for a very special reason. It is unfair to reject him just because he is new." Li Haeyoung angrily affirmed, "And you, Instructor Min, have no right to interfere at all." Min Seokjun heard this and criticized her severely, "You need to think about the company too. Even a mini-album can affect your reputation." Thus, a dramatic trial took place with Cho Jinwook as the judge. Looking at them, Jae Han laughed awkwardly, thinking to himself, "Wow, it is like an internal court." Cho Jinwook was helpless and waved his hand. Okay, I understand. You two calm down first, that is why we are sitting here and discussing it." He calmly asked Li Haeyoung. "Of course Haeyoung's words make sense, but Seokjun's words are not wrong either. He is a new inexperienced person, right?" She admitted, "Yes." Cho Jinwook said sternly, "As the president, I should also consider the success of the album. I can't not think about the risk." He thought, "It is all for your benefit, Haeyoung. You want this album to be successful, right?" Li Haeyoung bowed her head confusedly. "Yes, I do want that, but..." Cho Jinwook guessed, as the composer of JJK Company, Seokjun is acting like this because he wants your album to be better. He reminded, "Haeyoung, you should understand that you are asking for help from someone without knowing their ability." Cho Jinwook firmly lowered his voice. "I think Seokjun's assessment is correct. This is a separate issue from what I promised you." Li Haeyoung flinched and rushed over. "Wait, sir, but..." At this moment, a familiar voice suddenly rang out, "Please wait a moment." Jae Han appeared like a god. He confidently wondered, "So all I need to do is prove my ability?" These words caused Cho Jinwook to be surprised. "What?" He continued, "If the president wants to be confident in my ability, then I can prove it in any way, and if you still can't believe in me afterwards, I will quietly leave." Min Seokjun sneered provocatively, "Really, just because Haeyoung said she likes it so you are willing to stand up? Okay, how are you planning to prove it?" Jae Han replied meaningfully. "You say, what do I need to do to convince you?" Cho Jinwook suddenly spoke, breaking the quarrel between the two. "Oh my, I underestimated you, Jaehyuk." He teased, "According to what team leader Lee said, I thought you did not care about money or fame. Being involved in Li Haeyoung's album production team seems like a dream come true." Jae Han uncomfortably denied, no, it is not because I am greedy. Cho Jin-wook asked back, you said it is not. He honestly affirmed, I promised you Haeyoung, that I would help her. Jae Han decisively thought, I just want to cherish that promise. Before these firm words, Li Haeyoung unconsciously felt relieved and laughed. She widened her eyes, secretly looking at Cho Jin-wook pleadingly. He fairly lowered his voice, okay, how about this? Cho Jin-wook smiled and suggested, you will take a test, no, I should say it this way. He suddenly became serious, let us bet a game, what do you think? Jae Han confusedly asked, a bet? Cho Jin-wook admitted, that is right, I think that is the best way to determine your ability Jae-hyuk. He turned to ask Li Haeyoung, Haeyoung, which song of the mini-album are you currently editing? She replied confusedly, let me see, it is the song, Compass, and Winter Morning. Cho Jin-wook tapped the table deciding, okay, because the song, Compass, is only a rough version, we can use it. He said sternly to Jae Han, we will give you 3 days, when you Jae-hyuk complete the song, Compass, we will evaluate you based on the result. But, Cho Jin-wook emphasized, you can't receive any help other than Haeyoung, and of course, we will absolutely not interfere in the song. What do you think? Li Haeyoung excitedly replied, okay, we agree, causing Jae Han to look uncomfortable, I did not ask you. Min Seokjun standing there unhappily snapped, wait, are you really giving this kid a chance? Even if it is a test, it is too much. He loudly questioned, letting such an amateur write a song for Li Haeyoung. Cho Jin-wook immediately glared, what are you trying to say, you have to do the same. He added, did not I say already, saying it is a test, but it is actually more like a bet, a competition. Min Seokjun widened his eyes and asked back, what? Cho Jin-wook growled, if you are better than Yoo Jae-hyuk, then prove it, you have 3 days to complete Compass, and bring it to me. He seriously thought, the version of whoever is better will be chosen to be included in the album, the two of you have no complaints, right? Min Seokjun hesitated a bit and gave a forced smile, great, and I would be very grateful if you did that. At this moment, Li Haeyoung suddenly poked her head out and wondered, wait, Chairman, what about my opinion? Why did not you consult my opinion? Cho Jin-wook asked back annoyed, what is different about you? When you let Han Jae-hyuk participate in the album production, did you ask my opinion? She was speechless and quickly looked away. Then later I was planning to ask. Cho Jin-wook looked at Jae Han. He could not help but hope, Yoo Jae-hyuk, what do you think? Composer Min has already agreed, and I think this is also a good offer for everyone. Cho Jin-wook seriously asked again, do you agree to participate? Outside, Baek Jeong-tae and Lee Hagyeon anxiously peeked through the crack in the door. Min Seokjun was gleeful. He contemptuously smirked at Jae Han. Before Li Haeyoung's worry, Jae Han firmly replied, definitely. He smiled and said loudly, I accept your invitation. Cho Jin-wook reiterated, okay, as agreed, the evaluation will take place after 3 days, at this time and place. He expectantly emphasized, I am really looking forward to what the two of you bring. In response to that, Min Seokjun arrogantly said, do not worry Chairman, I won't disappoint you. Cho Jin-wook suddenly turned around and suggested, Kyungtae, you stay here. He was slightly confused but then very cooperatively followed, yes. He said sternly, even though it is only 3 days, Yoo Jae-hyuk still needs someone to guide you, and because you brought Yoo Jae-hyuk here, you have to be responsible until the end. Cho Jin-wook kindly reassured, do not worry about the actor you are managing now, just take care of Yoo Jae-hyuk during this time, understood? Baek Jeong-tae happily replied, yes, I will try my best. Cho Jin-wook waved his hand, okay, good luck. He expectantly glanced at Jae Han, I am looking forward to it, Han Jae-hyuk. He also replied very confidently, yes, see you in 3 days. Min Seokjun teased, well, it seems I have made things complicated. He turned to Li Haeyoung smugly, should I thank you for the result? Thanks to you I can get my name on Haeyoung's album. Min Seokjun kept complaining, the result has already been decided, but try your best, maybe the chairman will accept you as a trainee in the future. He did not forget to wave his hand and say loudly, do not be too rigid, just enjoy it, understand, goodbye. Li Haeyoung heard this and could not help but be annoyed. She scolded, it is really funny, who allowed him to put his name on my album, dream on, no matter what the chairman says. I will never work with him, never. At this time, Baek Jeong-tae proactively approached from afar to start a conversation, Jae-hyuk, are you sure you are okay? He hesitated a little. Although composer Min has some personality problems, he is still a well-known main composer of JJK Company. He has many famous songs. Things won't be easy. Jae Han confidently smiled. I do not think so. He expectantly glanced over at Li Hiang. I believe Yu Hyung's ability is much better, and I do not think anyone can create the song Compass better than her. I am just supporting her a bit, Jae Han emphasized, so that Hyung can show all her talent. While speaking, he exuded the appearance of a true genius. Li Hyang happily nudged Baek Jae-tae's shoulder. She suddenly excitedly shouted, that is right, this is what will happen when we wholeheartedly prepare. Let us crush him so he stops talking nonsense, try hard. Baek Jae-tae heard this and burst into tears. Yu Hyung, please be careful with your words, you are an idol. Li Hyung ignored it. She happily replied, I do not care about those nonsense things. Jae Han looked at this and could not help but laugh. There is nothing I can't do at this moment. He silently commented, Yu Hyung's rough compass has clear keywords that allow me to feel the overall melody. Jae Han slowly listed longing, anticipation, and worry. Before this word, Li Hyung was a little doubtful. Anticipation and worry do not seem to harmonize with each other. Jae Han admitted, that is right, these two keywords conflict with each other, causing a feeling of disharmony. However, he continued, but the chord progression itself sounds quite natural, so I think it is better to adjust the emotions of the song so that it is more harmonious but still keeps the rough version as much as possible. Li Hyung quickly wrote down, keep the original intact but handle the conflicting feelings. Jae Han hesitated for a moment. What should I do? He unconsciously desperately thought, what is the restless feeling when I listen to this song? The feeling is like although we are in the same world, we can't connect with each other. Jae Han frowned, thinking about it. Even before my regression, Compass was released but the problem was not solved. In other words, they did not get a satisfactory answer at that time. He wondered, what is the reason? At this moment Li Hyung suddenly spoke, we are completely lost. She wrote boldly, the name of the song means, Compass, what will people do when they get lost? Jae Han suddenly stopped, Compass, lost. He momentarily opened his eyes wide, as if he had suddenly remembered something. Jae Han immediately slammed the table and stood up, that is right, that is the reason. He asked Baek Jae-tae, manager, when will people get lost? He thought confusedly, what, when we do not have a map? Jae Han confidently explained, it is because there are too many paths, there are too many direction choices for a destination. He said brightly, now I understand the problem that the song Compass is facing. Sitting in the car, Kim Jisoo questioned, in the end you accepted the president's offer. Min Seokjun happily asked back, is there a reason not to agree? I can finally benefit from Li Hyung's recognition. She crossed her arms and said seriously, that is only when you win. If he is the person Li Hyung chose, is not there a reason behind it? He contemptuously laughed, what, are you afraid I will lose? What are you worried about? Min Seokjun complacently exclaimed, the world is so easy, when I just need to press a few times like this. He smiled mischievously and affirmed, is to have the musical resources of the whole world in hand. On this side, Lee Hagyun could not help but wonder, Chairman, is there a reason for you to do that? Min Seokjun responded indifferently, reason. Lee Hagyun asked further, I do not know about Seokjun, but I thought we also needed Han Ji-hyuk's participation. He calmly replied, you saw Haeyoung, if I did not do this, I would not be able to convince her. He worriedly expressed, I am afraid we will lose Yoo Ji-hyuk because of this, even though I do not know about his composing ability, but just the singing technique is enough to know he is talented. Cho Jin-wook coldly sat down, I can't do anything else. Both Seokjun and Haeyoung have their own reasons. Lee Hagyun continued to wonder, if Yoo Ji-hyuk wins, will you really put his song on Haeyoung's album? Jae Han admitted, of course, I did not just promise. He added, is to be able to develop one's skills to achieve what one wants. Han Ji-hyuk and Seokjun are the same. Saying this, Cho Jin-wook suddenly became serious, and maybe, this will be an opportunity to better understand Han Ji-hyuk. He could not help but be curious, is he really a musician worthy of JJK keeping? At this time, Jae Han's slender fingers had stopped on the piano keys. He took a deep breath to get his spirits up. Jae Han turned to ask for Li Hiang and Baek Jae-te's opinions. This is so jarring, what do you think? Li Hiang exclaimed, this is still a guide, right? It seems completely different. She turned to ask Baek Jae-te, right, manager? He immediately stuttered and continued, completely different, right? Yes, the feeling of the atmosphere has become more lively. But what to say afterwards? He hesitated a little, scratching his head. Has there been a bustle? Should I say that the feeling of openness has disappeared? But I do not know if that is a good thing. Li Hiang understood. I understand what you mean. Jae Han agreed. That is right. Even though I removed the effect and reduced the rhythm, I can still see the unique atmosphere. Right, that is our connection point. He put his ear close to Li Hiang and whispered, now then, let us seriously begin. Jae Han excitedly asked, alright, Yu Hiang, are you ready? Li Hiang quickly put on her headphones. She brightly affirmed, Li Hiang is always ready. Jae Han encouraged, because it is just practice, just sing comfortably, do not try too hard. Li Hiang asked back, do you mean sing without technique? He nodded, that is right, think about the emotions I mentioned, and try to relax as much as possible. Let us start with something not too high, so pay attention to your breath. Li Hiang understood and smiled, got it. Standing on one side, Baek Jae-te thought in surprise, I thought he was only good at singing, but he not only composes well, but also makes music. He could not help but wonder, is this person better than he appears? On this side, Jae Han loudly spoke, alright, let us start, 1, 2, 3. Before long, the sky had returned to late night. Li Hiang proactively reached out, thank you for your help today. She brightly reminded, do not be late tomorrow, we can't proceed without you, Ji-hyuk, causing Jae Han to be overjoyed. What are you saying? He immediately happily expressed, I also wonder if this is a dream. It is such an honor to meet you, Li Hiang, and even work with you. Before this word, Li Hiang hesitated a little and covered her mouth. She suddenly shouted loudly, just like I thought, no way, you Ji-hyuk. Li Hiang winked and suggested, or from now on, let us just talk comfortably with each other. I will also call you Ji-hyuk. You also have to talk to me comfortably. We are working together, and I do not want us to keep a distance. Okay, Jae Han could not react in time, only knowing to stare and agree, yes. Li Hiang momentarily snapped, that is not, agree, causing him to be confused and say, okay. Achieving her goal, Li Hiang laughed happily, great, I feel a little more relieved now. Baek Jae-te saw this and quickly spoke to defuse the situation. That is right, Yu Ji-hyuk is tired, so let him go home. Yu Hiang should also go home. Li Hiang resolutely said, what, I am not going home today, I am going to stay up late to complete a few more things. These words scared Baek Jae-te to death. No way, do not do it, you are about to come back, so you have to take care of your skin. He seriously reminded, and of course, no late night snacks. Do not forget to wash up before going to bed. I have prepared some healthy herbal medicines at the hotel. Remember to drink them. Li Hiang awkwardly interrupted. Seriously, Jae Han looked that way and thought, indeed, the legendary Baek Kyung-tae is always serious from the beginning of his career. Then, he quickly turned around and left. Alright, see you tomorrow. Jae Han quietly walked alone in the empty road. Li Hiang smugly glanced at Baek Jae-te. I have an eye for talent, right? Yu Ji-hyuk will definitely get a lot of attention, right, manager? Baek Jae-te confusedly continued, I hope the chairman also thinks so. A moment later, the scene changed to the old attic. Jae Han tiredly flopped down on the bed. So tired, there were too many things today. He smiled faintly, thinking to himself, I not only rejected JJK's contract but also collaborated with Li Hiang. What the heck? Another queen suddenly spoke, not missing the opportunity is also an ability, my child. Another queen kindly encouraged, if you see the path to a better world, do not hesitate. The street angel also contributed, you can protect your music, but if there are no listeners, it is meaningless. The deaf musician sternly reminded, do not forget your desire to protect your music and bring it to the world. The deaf musician emphasized, and think about how you turn it into reality. Hearing this, Jae Han finally understood, that is right, this time I want to protect my music and bring it to the world, but, if no one listens, it is meaningless. He immediately resolved to clench his palm tightly. Very quickly, 3 days had passed, the scene changed to the entertainment company. In this place, Cho Jin-wook sternly spoke, everyone has worked hard to prepare for the evaluation 3 days ago. The atmosphere momentarily became tense. He continued, as promised, the song of the winner at this evaluation will be on the album, and whichever song is chosen will be respected, understood? Min Seokjun gleefully laughed, yes, Chairman, anything else, in contrast to him, Jae-hyuk-han calmly replied, understood? Cho Jin-wook quickly got straight to the point, alright, let us listen to each song that you have sent us. Standing on one side, Li Hiang silently cheered, Yuhan Jae-hyuk win, causing Cho Jin-wook to frown unhappily, be quiet. He cleared his throat, this time, we will only evaluate the song through completeness. There will be no relationships or personal opinions. Hearing this, Min Seokjun could not help but smugly glance at Jae-hyuk-han, just as I thought, let us see what you have. At this time, Jae-hyuk-han only remained silent. Cho Jin-wook immediately announced, alright, let us start. The moment he finished speaking, was also the moment the battle began. Cho Jin-wook sternly swiped his phone. First, let us listen to Seokjun, who sent the song first, is that okay? Very quickly someone responded to him, yes, Chairman. On this side, Baek Jeongtae was still discussing very excitedly, did not Instructor Min also send us a sample of the compass before? Li Hiang sat upright with her arms crossed while her mouth kept moving. He arbitrarily revised the chord progression and turned it into a completely different song. She could not help but make a judgment, if he does that again, he will only embarrass himself. He heard this and hesitated a little, maybe, but Baek Jeongtae's vision suddenly turned to Min Seokjun. Why does Instructor Min look so comfortable? Min Seokjun's hand had been swiping on the phone screen all this time, now let us listen together. The music from his machine quickly echoed throughout the room. The two gossipy people immediately froze. Even Cho Jin-wook was surprised to realize, oh dear. Jae-hyuk-han quickly realized that melody, this style, could it be? His mind suddenly drew a fantastical musical world. Jae-hyuk-han could not help but waver as he received each note. The synthesizer sound is so moving, sophisticated but very familiar, captivating but also very empty, this feeling. In his heart, he became even more panicked, no way, this is. The compass in front of him made Jae-hyuk-han realize, city pop. His eyes suddenly became sparkling, containing the light of music, maximized the contrast of the sound range, and interpreted it into city pop. But Jae-hyuk-han did not expect, it is unclear since when, a light bulb had secretly followed him. That person was none other than Min Seokjun. Returning to reality, Jae-hyuk-han at this time was standing on par with him. Baek Jeongtae and Li Hiang could not help but worry about that situation. Jae-hyuk-han remained motionless, immersed in his own thoughts. Because he did not see anyone open their mouth, Cho Jin-wook turned to look at Kim Ji-soo. Well, my opinion can be left for later, what do you two think? She was mentioned and immediately gave some praise. The sound range and city pop are surprisingly compatible, the unique mood is captured very well. Lee Hagyan took this opportunity to interject, I think this song has actually made good use of the flexibility of the sound range. This is an idea I had never thought of. Finally, Cho Jin-wook gave an assessment from his point of view. It is a pity that the rough version was buried by the overall atmosphere of city pop, but this version is not bad either. He proactively encouraged Min Seokjun with a few words, you have certainly lived up to your name, thank you for working hard. He very politely bowed respectfully, thank you, Chairman. Min Seokjun deliberately mocked Jae-hyuk-han, only amateurs are trapped by the frame of the rough version, right, Yoo Ji-hyuk? Hearing this, some rambling words of the Pop King appeared in his head, surely that song is not bad at all, you also see that, right, my friend? Following his words were the affirmations of the Wizard of the Six Strings, melody, mood, rhythm, nothing is missing, and the use of bass is also very accurate. Even the most silent person must harmonize in the atmosphere, the devil's violinist commented. It seems he is not just talking, impressive. Those words successfully caused Jae-hyuk-han to fall into silence. Not stopping there, the Pop King deliberately spoke in his ear, but you already know the embarrassing truth about that song, right? At this time, the corner of Jae-hyuk-han's lips slightly twitched. Only a moment later, Cho Jin-wook announced the continuation of the competition. Now then, let us listen to Yoo Ji-hyuk's song. Suddenly, Li Hiang raised her voice to interrupt, Chairman, Please wait a moment. Min Seokjun smugly turned to look at her, not forgetting to sneer, is there something, Yu Haeyoung, I told you, now you can't withdraw the bet. Li Haeyoung was caught off guard and snapped. It is not that, okay. She ignored Min Seokjun and looked over at Jae-hyuk Han. It is true that there is a bet between the two of them, but this is my album. I also want to make a condition based on the result. Cho Jin-wook was also slightly surprised by these words, condition. Li Haeyoung resolutely spoke, whichever side you choose, please make the winning song into 2 title songs for this album. In an instant, Min Seokjun could not understand the current situation, 2 title songs. But Cho Jin-wook very enthusiastically responded, causing the person next to him to be completely shocked. 2 title songs for a mini-album? That will be very stressful. Are you sure you can handle it? She only waited for this sentence and smiled, confirming, of course, that song is good enough to be used as the title song. Then Li Haeyoung looked at Jae-hyuk Han's back with purpose. He also responded friendly with a slight smile. However, Min Seokjun walking next to Jae-hyuk Han was also secretly happy, not just simply a person participating in the composition of the album, but also being named on the title song. This must be heaven sent. It is only a matter of time before my name becomes widely known through this. Very quickly, Cho Jin-wook made an announcement. Alright, we will have to discuss this internally, but if that is what Haeyoung wants, we will consider it carefully. He momentarily revealed an expectant look. Then we can also look forward to your song Jihyuk, right? Jae-hyuk Han continued very politely, yes, definitely. Saying this, he pressed once on the phone. Okay, then let us listen together. A clear sound began to ring out. Cho Jin-wook listened but did not forget to evaluate. The opening is gentle, not bad, but not as impressive as Seokjun's. Then he had to widen his eyes immediately. Before Cho Jin-wook was Jae-hyuk Han, as if he had stepped out from a misty fairyland. He was like a giant watching hot air balloons floating. On top of that, there was a young woman lost in the blue sky. It was Li Haeyoung. She emotionally expressed her heart. Since you left, I have always felt lost. Even when looking in the mirror, I see nothing but the night. Her hands gently raised a pure white feather. I follow the compass and pray that it will lead me to you and only you. Li Haeyoung without hesitation clutched it tightly like a ray of hope. You, who have become the light and illuminate the path, flew away and then disappeared. Each layer of fabric on the hot air balloon gradually disappeared. Your whispers and kisses are still here, even every breath as well. She gradually blended into the night with beautiful feathers. If I fly, if I pray, if I follow that star, if I cling to the sun, I wonder if I can touch you. You, who used to be my compass, are no longer here. Soon after, a hand suddenly reached out towards Haeyoung. Jae-hyuk Han appeared just in time like a savior, but his warmth still lingers here. The music started playing and immediately sent the judges' minds soaring. Min Seokjun, who was initially arrogant, now frowned and widened his eyes, speechless. On the other side, Li Haeyoung was able to relax and high-five Baek Jae-hyuk. Jae-hyuk Han's face brightened upon receiving compliment. That is great. Without wasting any time, Cho Jin-wook loudly took the initiative. Then now, let us begin the evaluation. The 2 contestants are standing right in front of him. An intense battle is about to begin, so now, let us start the evaluation. Min Seokjun's mind started to panic at this point. He is good at imitating others, but he is just an amateur at best. He can't beat me, right? Kim Jisoo hesitated slightly. After all, connections and music are the same in this industry. He smirked confidently. The battle's begun, and I already have half the victory in my grasp. Jae-hyuk Han was not one to be outdone. He stared intently at Cho Jin-wook. However, Cho Jin-wook did not comment directly but instead passed the task to Li Haeyoung. Let us have each person say which side they will choose. First, manager Li Haeyoung. At these words, Li Haeyoung and Baek Jae-hyuk fearfully covered their mouth. He did not hesitate and made a straightforward decision. I do not need to think about it any further. I will choose Jihyuk's song. Hearing this, Min Seokjun immediately got agitated and shouted. The 2 gossipy people breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. That is what I am talking about. Li Haeyoung calmly gave his assessment. Breaking the mold is also great, but ensuring that the song's range fits the album's theme is also very important. In that aspect, Jihyuk's song fits the album better. Then he turned to Cho Jinwook. I think having 2 title tracks is worthwhile. He flinched slightly but still replied, is that so? Min Seokjun had been grinding his teeth in anger. He always pays attention to me, and now he is getting in my way like this. Well, I was not expecting anything from him anyway. The 2 gossips were still intently eavesdropping and whispering, see, did you get it? I told you, JJK Oppa will win. Well, maybe we should not celebrate too early. Baek Jae suddenly expressed his feelings. Lecturer Kim Jisoo is very close with Lecturer Min. In fact, she was like a teacher who helped him stick with songwriting, and they have collaborated many times. His gaze is met by the powerful Cho Jinwook. Plus, the chairman highly values Lecturer Kim's opinion, so I do not know what will happen. Li Hiang fell into a moment of unease again, JJK Oppa. A moment later, in the room, Cho Jinwook asked, so Jisoo, which side do you think is better? Kim Jisoo hesitated, stammering, that, I think. She stared intently at the 2 people in front of her, her heart in turmoil. Min Seokjun smiled brightly as if signaling something. Kim Jisoo clenched her fist. She wavered for a moment. She immediately concluded, I also think Han Jae-hyuk's song is better, leaving Min Seokjun speechless. He cried out in a panic, what did you just say? On this side, Li Hiang happily shouted, awesome, JJK Oppa won. Baek Jae also shouted in joy, JJK. Kim Jisoo calmly explained, recreating the song in a city pop style is indeed skillful, but perhaps it would be more suitable for a different remix of the B-side track. And it is not suitable for 2 title songs. She praised, thinking outside the box is good, but we are still in the process of balancing that. Kim Jisoo emphasized sternly, instead of technique, Haeyoung needs more purity for this album. Hearing this, Cho Jinwook unconsciously smiled. Isn't this too few judges? This matter was decided even before it was my turn. Even so, my comment is. Just then, a voice suddenly interrupted the story. Chairman, wait a moment. Min Seokjun cried out unwillingly. What just happened? I lost to an amateur like that. I can't accept it. Lee Hagyun immediately got angry, stood up, and scolded, Hey, Min Seokjun, what are you doing? Cho Jinwook gravely intervened, No, let him continue. Min Seokjun, consumed by anger, pointed at the other person's face and criticized, Are those 2 qualified to judge? There is no logic to them judging that my song is on par with that boring song. Cho Jinwook's face immediately changed. He asserted, Is that so? Well, I also think JJK's song is better. These words left Min Seokjun speechless. Cho Jinwook impartially commented, Your song is good, but the rough version is so confusing that it feels like a completely different song. Wasn't the bet about creating a range? Without hesitation, Min Seokjun immediately retorted, So you are really trusting the title track of JJ's main artist to an amateur? That is ridiculous. He constantly complained, Don't you realize that you will be the one getting laughed at, Chairman? These words touched Cho Jinwook's pride. He immediately stood up, Have I been too lenient with our Seokjun all this time? Cho Jinwook glared and questioned, Besides treating him like trash, are you now planning to climb on top of him? Min Seokjun frantically explained, No, that is not it. That guy is just an amateur, and I am JJ's exclusive songwriter, so how could? In the next second, Jae-hyuk Han unexpectedly played a piece of music that made Min Seokjun jump. What the hell is that? Jae-hyuk Han smiled slightly, It is nothing. It is just a song I thought of after listening to your song. Why do not you continue? He momentarily felt guilty and cursed, You moron, did you come here to play around? Instantly, the music overwhelmed the crowd. This is. They simultaneously realized, It is almost exactly like Seokjun's song, is not it? Baek Jae exclaimed in astonishment, It is really similar, is not it? Just a little different, but. Lee Haeyoung reacted even more strongly. She pointed directly at his face and asserted, It is completely the same, it is just missing the synthesizer. Min Seokjun questioned, trembling with anger, How do you know? Jae-hyuk Han calmly replied, That is right. It is strange, is not it, how I have this song? Holding the phone in his hand, he thoughtfully explained, This song was uploaded on an American music app, stunning the crowd. America. Jae-hyuk Han emphasized, a song that is not well known, with at most nearly 100 followers, but it is strangely similar to musician Min's song. He added with a smile, besides this song, there are still other songs that are also similar to musician Min's old work. Isn't this very interesting, Mr. Musician? At these words, Min Seekjun immediately lunged forward in a rage. What do you mean? Are you trying to say that I plagiarized or something? Jae-hyuk Han smirked mockingly. It is hard to know right away, but it is so similar that it needs an explanation, is not it? He seriously suggested, if the press or media were to put this on the front page, it would be very serious for JJ. Min Seekjun's face was now pale. He cursed in resentment, that bastard, how did you come up with such a ridiculous plot? Cho Jinwook suddenly covered his face and spoke up, this is really shocking. I never thought it would turn out like this. Min Seekjun insisted on calling out Chairman. He quickly returned to the matter at hand and announced, anyway, we still need to summarize the bet, regardless of Seekjun's issue. Cho Jinwook coldly stood up and said loudly, the winner is Han Jae-hyuk. As promised, we will use Jae-hyuk's range for the 2 title songs. Haeyoung should start recording with Jae-hyuk right away. These words made the 2 gossips extremely happy. They immediately jumped up, hooray, Jae-hyuk Oppa won, congratulations Jae-hyuk. With that, he gave a serious instruction, Seekjun, I need to talk to you in my office. Jae-hyuk Han unexpectedly spoke from afar, I am definitely an inexperienced amateur, as musician Min said. He asserted, but I would rather be an amateur than become famous by stealing other people's music. Because that is how musical geniuses suddenly appear with a shining aura. Jae-hyuk Han loudly affirmed, I protect my own music. At JJ Corporation, Cho Jinwook's office, Cho Jinwook spoke in a low voice, sorry for keeping everyone waiting. He expressed in surprise, I never thought Seekjun would do something like that. I unintentionally owe Jae-hyuk a debt. Jae-hyuk Han politely replied, it is nothing. Cho Jinwook made a decision, Seekjun will be fired immediately. Of course, we will also have to delete all the songs that he plagiarized. However, if this matter is handled internally, then the damage to the company's image will be reduced. Hearing this, Li Hiang could not help but get annoyed. He chased after me, telling me he wanted to participate in writing the album, and then he ends up coming back with a plagiarized song. Just thinking about it makes me mad. Cho Jinwook lowered his voice, anyway, let us talk about this album now. He inquired, I heard that Jae-hyuk still has not signed a contract with any company. Is the situation still the same? Jae-hyuk Han honestly nodded, yes, that is right. Realizing a good opportunity, Cho Jinwook proactively suggested, I respect your wishes, but we can't start the recording process without a contract. Let us agree on a short-term contract for this album. He added impartially, things like profit sharing and copyrights also need to be specified. Is that okay? Jae-hyuk Han politely bowed, of course. Finishing his words, Cho Jinwook turned to look at Baek Jyeongtae. Kyungtae will continue to support Jae-hyuk. Remember to report back to me during the work process. Got it? These words made him jump, yes, I understand. He did not forget to remind, Haeyoung, you keep causing unnecessary trouble. You need to restrain yourself so that Jae-hyuk does not run away. This made Li Hiang blush deeply. What did I do? Jae-hyuk Appa will misunderstand, Chairman. Cho Jinwook quickly ended the conversation. Alright, we do not have much time. Let us all work hard together. I look forward to your cooperation, Jae-hyuk. Jae-hyuk Han understood and nodded with a smile, yes, leave it to me. A moment later, they moved to the familiar recording room. In this place, Li Hiang gently spoke, Jae-hyuk Appa, can you hear me? Jae-hyuk Han hesitantly replied, yeah, I can hear you, but are you sure you want to do this? He embarrassedly admitted, I never even thought about participating in the singing, but... Li Hiang immediately cut him off, what are you saying? No one can bring the range to life like you, Appa. She firmly asserted, you are the one who upgraded a rough song into a title track. Let us make sure you get known by your own name. Li Hiang proudly said, The Compass by Li Hiang with Han Jae-hyuk. That is the least I can do. Looking at her, Jae-hyuk Han could not help but think in disbelief. From making music with Haeyoung to participating in the singing, I never dreamed I would be doing this in my past life. Jae-hyuk Han nodded for a moment, a flame of determination burning in his heart. Because she believes in me, let us do our best. Because I won't have a second chance. Li Hiang suddenly asked loudly, okay, are you ready? Let us try it. 1, 2, 3. Before long, Jae Han started humming a completely new song. Their table was covered with notes scribbled with writing. Outside, Li Hiang kept giving instructions. It was soon lunchtime, and they were all enjoying a delicious meal together. Time flies like an arrow. What is meant to come will come. At a certain cafe, a voice suddenly rang out, "Alright, good work." Cho Jinwook expressed, "We have summarized the final checks, so the song will be released at 2 p.m. today. Thank you all for working hard." Baek Jae took the opportunity to express his gratitude. "Thank you for your hard work and effort, Ji-hyuk." Looking at Jae Han, Cho Jinwook proactively asked, "But for some reason, your face still looks a bit tense. Are you worried?" He embarrassedly scratched his head and admitted, "Actually, I have been having a little trouble sleeping. My head's not very clear." Cho Jinwook understood, "I figured. Although it is not just yours, it is still your first album." He kindly encouraged, "Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just stay calm. If you have done your best, then that is all that matters." Suddenly, Cho Jinwook lowered his voice. "By the way, I have a few things I want to talk to you about, Ji-hyuk." He seriously proposed, "I want to invite you to sign a contract to work with JJ again." Baek Jae, who was sipping his coffee, was startled. He thought nervously, "I can't believe the chairman is inviting a rookie to sign a contract again." Cho Jinwook continued, "I understand Ji-hyuk's intentions, but having a company will bring a lot of benefits. Moreover, we at JJ tend to give artists freedom." Jae Han immediately looked around and asked, "Excuse me for saying this, but where's Haeyoung? I thought she would be here too." Baek Jae awkwardly replied, "Sorry." He guessed in confusion, "Maybe she is in the recording room, but actually." Cho Jinwook sighed in frustration, "You do not need to say anything more. She is in that place again, is not she?" Baek Jae honestly admitted, "Well, Ji-hyuk will gradually have to get used to this." A while later, the scene changed to another place. Jae Han gently opened the door. He walked in and called out, "Haeyoung." Li Hiang, who was curled up in a blanket at this moment, asked blankly, "You are here, Appa?" Jae Han worriedly asked, "What is wrong, are you sick?" Li Hiang denied, "No, it is just that on the release day, I feel more comfortable doing this. Otherwise, I will just be glued to my phone all day, waiting for the album's result." She lowered her voice a little sadly, "I would rather binge watch movies than always have to worry." Hearing this, he could not help but think in embarrassment, seeing this other side of Li Hiang is also surprising. Without hesitation, Jae Han immediately plopped down next to Li Hiang. He smiled brightly and suggested, "Can I watch with you? To be honest, I have been worried all day today too." At these words, Li Hiang froze for a long moment. After a long while, she happily replied, "Of course." Suddenly, a voice rang out from afar, "Oh my god, Ji-hyuk has joined in too." Baek Jae appeared with a bright smile holding a small bag, "Then I can't be left out either. How about we all take this whole bunch to the company for dinner?" He sternly questioned, "Do you guys know that drinking at the recording room is actually prohibited? Only today is an exception that the chairman specially allowed." Li Hiang added resentfully, "I know, I usually do not drink much anyway. Come on, Mr. Main character, not again." Suddenly, Li Hiang said loudly, "Ji-hyuk Appa, stop." She seriously asserted, "We have a rule for movie screenings on release day. No phones, no notifications, no messages, no internet either, it is all complete isolation from the outside world. So your phone will be confiscated until tomorrow." At these words, Jae Han could only laugh awkwardly. "This rule is stricter than I thought." But he obediently complied, thinking to himself, "Haeyoung just wants to be quiet today, so there is nothing else I can do." Li Hiang stretched out her hand towards Baek Jae and said loudly, "Give me yours too, manager." He quickly retorted, "Me too, if I can't answer work-related messages." "I will be in big trouble," she emphasized. "Rules are rules, that is your principle, manager." Before long, it was late at night, and the group exclaimed in shock, "It is this late already. Time really flies, does not it?" As expected, binge-watching movies is the best. Li Hiang worriedly asked, "But manager, is it okay for you to stay like this?" He teased. "If the chairman scolds me, I will say it is because Haeyoung forced me to do it." This made her a little annoyed. Yes, do as you please." Right then, a phone kept displaying notifications. Li Hiang expressed, but actually, is not it great to spend the whole day without using a phone like this? Jae Han agreed, maybe a little. In an instant, the two of them fell into a deep sleep. Suddenly, Jae Han vaguely opened his eyes. He scratched his head groggily and wondered, is it morning already? I did not even realize I had fallen asleep. Before leaving, Baek Jyongtae had left a note, I will check the schedule and wake you up at 8 of the clock. Baek Jyongtae. Seeing this, Jae Han could not help but shudder. He is meticulously scary. He looked at Li Hiang sleeping soundly and muttered to himself, I will go outside so I do not wake Hiang up. Looking at the phone screen, Jae Han exclaimed in shock, oh my god, what is this? 52 missed calls, 112 messages. He thought in confusion, if Haeyoung had not said anything, I would have had a hard time all day yesterday. Right then, the phone suddenly rang. Jae Han quickly answered the phone, yes, boss, why are you calling so early in the morning? The other end of the line immediately shouted, woohoo, this is Han Jae-hyuk. The boss laughed happily, you idiot, you really made it, the other day, you auditioned for JJ, and then suddenly Li Haeyoung, what the hell is going on, kid? Jae Han replied shyly, you saw it, I was just lucky. Hearing this, the other party immediately retorted, lucky, hey, is Li Haeyoung on a level where you can work with her just because of luck? He excitedly laughed loudly, then you are a star now, congratulations, don't forget me when you become successful, okay? Jae Han firmly asserted, of course, see you later, and by the way. A series of congratulatory messages rushed to his phone. Hey Jae-hyuk, is that really you? Are you working with Li Haeyoung? Did you really get into JJ? Congratulations. Senior, did you really create a song with Li Haeyoung? Amazing, our school is going crazy. Jae-hyuk, congratulations on the album, is this really you? Looking at them, Jae Han could not help but smile faintly, so this is the power of Li Haeyoung. The whole world has changed overnight, huh? A phone call suddenly came from his mom. Jae Han unconsciously smiled happily. He proactively opened the conversation, yes mom, it is me. Yes. A while later, the scene changed to a small cafe. In this place, two people were constantly discussing, the leading position on the charts is Li Haeyoung's Confession Letter, and the third position is Li Haeyoung's The Compass. Combined with our amazing Han Jae-hyuk, at these words, Jae Han scratched his head a little shyly. The boss smiled and praised, I thought he was too good to work at our cafe, but who knew he would suddenly become a star like this? Jae Han interrupted, I do not understand what you are talking about. He put on a delighted expression and affirmed, these days, finding a live performer is a challenge, but a singer who collaborates with Li Haeyoung, Jae-hyuk, please show us a wonderful performance today. Jae Han thought to himself in bewilderment, this is a lot of pressure. The boss continued, now that you have signed with JJ, you have a bright future ahead of you, and you do not need to spend time making money instead of making music anymore, right? I am so happy. Jae Han hesitated, actually, I still do not have an official contract with JJ. These words confused the boss, what are you talking about? Didn't you go to the audition through manager Beck's introduction? Jae Han quickly explained, yes. But I refused the contract. I did not really want a management company. He scratched his ear in embarrassment, the terms were not bad, but I still want the freedom to make my own music. Jae Han considered, I will think about it carefully, because I think if I belong to a company, I might lose my own style and be manipulated. The boss suddenly put the glass down hard. Okay, if that is what you mean, then there is nothing else to do. But you know this, do not you, Jae-hyuk? He firmly emphasized, I have seen you struggle not to give up on music. I think this opportunity is a reward for your efforts. The boss asked, finding a way to protect your music within JJ, is not that more promising than sitting here wiping tables? Seizing the opportunity when it comes is a way to protect your music. At these words, Jae Han fell into contemplation for a moment. Baek Jyongtae clapped his hands in approval, that is right, you are indeed the boss who created Han Jae-hyuk. Well said, really, the boss asked with pleasure, is that so? As expected, the manager has a good eye for talent. At this moment, a flame of determination surged in Jae Han's heart, that is right, even if I am determined to protect my music, it does not mean anything if no one wants to listen to it. The boss sincerely requested, please take care of him, manager. Don't give up if he is stubborn. Just stay calm. Baek Jayong-tae confidently replied, you do not have to worry about that, but I wonder when he will change his mind. Right then, Jae-hyuk-han spoke up and proposed, let us sign the contract. These words left Baek Jayong-tae speechless. Excuse me. He affirmed brightly, I will sign with JJ, if you keep the promise you made to me when we first met. In an instant, a familiar sentence flashed through Baek Jayong-tae's mind, if you make it through, Ji-hyuk, I will become your manager and take care of you. He hurriedly grabbed Jae-hyuk-han's hand. Definitely, thank you, Ji-hyuk. Thank you so much, awesome, Jae-hyuk-han politely replied. Please take care of me from now on, manager. Without hesitation, Baek Jayong-tae quickly took out the contract. Now then, let us get straight to writing the contract. This scene bewildered Jae-hyuk-han. You carry the contract with you all the time. The boss leaned in close to Jae-hyuk-han's ear and whispered, that is obsessive. He has wanted to get you for a while now, huh? He paled in agreement. In a way, it is kind of scary, is not it? Before long, the contract was signed and completed. Baek Jayong-tae carefully asked again, that is it for now. Do you have any questions? Jae-hyuk-han calmly replied, no, I understand everything. He wondered to himself, the terms are better than the previous contract. Is this contract at a level or higher? Jae-hyuk-han asked quietly, so then, what will I start with? Baek Jayong-tae happily continued, right now, since you just released a song with Haeyoung, the two of you will discuss your joint schedule. Together. He reached out his hand and emphasized, but the most important thing is to discuss your debut album, Ji-hyuk. Since you are now an artist of JJ, this startled Jae-hyuk-han, my debut album. He blushed and muttered to himself, an album with my name on it. In the end, will I be able to do it? Jae-hyuk-han hesitated for a moment, can I do it, without Haeyoung's help, just me? Before he could think too much, the street angel spoke up, I can sense the fear in your excitement. The street angel inquired, are you really worried? You should not be afraid to show your music to the world. Another Queen member agreed, that is right, dear, you are not so weak that you can't do anything. Without that girl, are you? The demon violinist affirmed, fear makes both your hands and voice clumsy. You have to be confident in your music, the deaf composer encouraged. Don't let fear steal the opportunity from your hands. Opportunity is only for those who overcome fear. At these words, Jae-hyuk-han paused for a moment in contemplation. He proactively spoke, manager, can I choose the people I want to collaborate with on the album? Baek Jayong-tae immediately replied, ah yes, of course you can. Jae-hyuk-han clenched his fist and wondered, so, it is also possible for a rookie to participate. A while later, the scene changed to the entertainment company. At President Cho Jin-wook's office, a conversation immediately rang out, yes, this is Cho Jin-wook. General Manager Kim. Cho Jin-wook answered the phone, passport, I do not know, why is that? The next words immediately stiffened him, what? Cho Jin-wook asked in shock, wait, say that again. Where is the call coming from? The profile information displayed, Han Ji-hyuk, 23 years old, college student, live performances at Cafe 1 star, no other musical history. He shouted in bewilderment, Hollywood. The scene changed to the recording studio. Lee Haeyoung scrolled through her phone and wondered, Ji-hyuk Appa, do you have a lot of secret performance videos on YouTube? Jae-hyuk-han asked in confusion, what, my performance videos? She quickly opened it up. Here's a performance video at the cafe. Someone in the audience must have filmed it. The views are increasing dramatically thanks to our collaboration. Lee Haeyoung asked with pleasure, you also perform Queen's songs. The comments are amazing. Jae-hyuk-han scratched his neck shyly. It is a little embarrassing. Suddenly, Baek Jayong-tae unexpectedly appeared. Good, you have not left yet. This startled Jae-hyuk-han. It is not even 9 of the clock yet. You came so early. He urgently reported. I just received an urgent call from the chairman. He wants you to come to his office right away. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk-han could not help but be confused. The director wants to see me, Lee Haeyoung curiously added. Don't you have a meeting this afternoon? Baek Jayong-tae replied with a pale face, I do not know the details, but he asked me to bring you there as soon as possible, even if it means canceling other schedules. He emphasized, I think you should go there right now. Seeing this, Lee Haeyoung sighed in frustration. What the hell, if it is that important? He should have called directly. Don't make us worry for no reason. She gently reassured, it is okay, I will go with you. Jae Han agreed, okay. Just a few minutes later, they moved to the company. At the meeting room, Cho Jin-wook awkwardly expressed, sorry for calling you here so early in the morning. I also received an urgent call myself. He suspiciously asked, but why are you here too, Haeyoung? You locked yourself up right after the album was released. She firmly replied, we are on the same team now. Jaehyuk Appa's business is also my business. Lee Haeyoung teased for a moment, the chairman might make another weird bet for innocent Jaehyuk Appa. Hearing this, Cho Jin-wook was speechless, sorry for being a bad boss. He quickly got to the main topic, anyway, this time it is not that kind of situation, but it might be a bit too much for Jaehyuk. Cho Jin-wook held out a stack of documents, I do not think I need to ask, but do you know who Queen is? He explained in a low voice, Hollywood is a biopic about them, more precisely, about Freddie Mercury, the late singer. Jae Han could not help but be surprised, a biopic about Queen. Cho Jin-wook seriously recounted, I received a call from the director of the movie. He wants Jaehyuk to take on Freddie Mercury's vocals in the movie. Regarding Queen, this legendary British band is one of the best rock bands of all time, shaking the world in the 70s. Especially the vocalist Freddie Mercury, who is the representative and symbol of Queen. Although he has passed away, his legacy still lives on. Jae Han blankly wondered, I am going to become the singer in a movie about someone like that. Baek Jeong-tae interrupted in shock, wait a minute, in Hollywood, the movie about Queen, Lee Haeyoung was no less surprised, are you sure he mentioned Jaehyuk? Cho Jin-wook firmly affirmed, I am sure. He guessed hesitantly, he must have watched Jaehyuk's Queen cover video and contacted us after seeing him collaborate in Haeyoung's song. These words made Jae Han fall back in surprise, just watching that video made me. Cho Jin-wook fell into thought, we do not know much about the movie either, because it has not been officially announced yet, but the names of the production company and director show that this is not a low-budget film. He lowered his voice, of course, I am not forcing you to do this. The choice is yours. Jaehyuk won't be pressured at all. Jae Han hesitated a little. He stammered, I think I. On this side, Lee Haeyoung was already happy for him. She shouted in delight, that is awesome, what are you worried about, of course you should accept it. Cho Jin-wook sighed speechlessly, the moment I said the choice is Jaehyuk's, you jump in again, Lee Haeyoung quickly explained, I mean, come on, it is Queen. Her eyes lit up and she emphasized, Hollywood to Queen, that is a great opportunity. Appa will be able to make his name more widely known. Lee Haeyoung firmly asserted, there is no reason to worry at all, no asking. Lee Hagen agreed, that is right if you only look at the status, but that does not mean there are absolutely no risk. Cho Jin-wook sternly continued, a job offer does not mean a good deal, so we will have to check it out first, and that place is in America too. He questioned, moreover, Jaehyuk has only just started promoting with you, right? How can he be busy with filming an unfinished movie at such an important time? These words made her feel guilty, that is right, is not it? In the next second, Cho Jin-wook added, even if he is sought after, that can't be completed in a day or two, so it will take quite a bit of time. That is why I hurriedly called Jaehyuk here. To facilitate Jaehyuk making a decision as quickly as possible, Lee Haeyoung looked at him in confusion, Jaehyuk Appa. Jae Han fell into thought, a movie about Queen. I have seen it in my past life. It was a box office success both domestically and internationally. As Haeyoung said, this would be the best way to get my name known. He suddenly stopped, but, can I do it? Jae Han hesitated, working with Haeyoung is something I never imagined in my past life. He was troubled and thought, I won't be able to help Haeyoung, who has just started promoting, and if I do not make the right decision, I will bring trouble to JJ. This is a bit too much for me. I will give up. Right then, another Queen member unexpectedly spoke up, no, are you worried again, dear? He smiled and encouraged, why worry, think about who you are with right now. Another Queen member explained, they are just trying to recreate Queen. Another Queen member, but you have the real Queen right next to you. He confidently asserted, show them who the real Queen is. Another Queen member expectedly said loudly, Han Jaehyuk is the true heir to Queen. Before long, Jae-hyuk Han made a decision, I think to make the answer accurate for Haeyoung. This stunned Li Hiang. What, for me? He affirmed, it is all thanks to Haeyoung that I was able to participate in the album, and I have to take responsibility for that. Jae-hyuk Han hopefully stated, I think it would be wise to listen to Haeyoung's opinion in this plan. Hearing this, Li Haeyoung unconsciously smiled. Are you looking down on me? She firmly introduced, I am Li Haeyoung. I am not the type to back down when I have to promote alone. Then she pointed at Jae-hyuk Han's face and shouted, instead, let your name be sure to be engraved on that pretentious Hollywood. You have to grab it, okay? Jae-hyuk Han unanimously nodded, of course. Thus, Cho Jin-wook proactively stood up to preside. All right, it seems like we have made a decision. But, do you have a passport? Some time later, the scene changed to the airport. Jae-hyuk Han texted Li Haeyoung, sorry for making you work alone during this busy time. I will be sure to bring back good results. She encouraged, don't worry about me. Appa, I am sure you can do it, conquer Hollywood, fighting. Reading those messages, he could not help but feel warm inside. Baek Jae-tae, who was sitting next to him, happily cheered, I am really going. I am not only going as a manager, but I am also going on a business trip to Hollywood. Thank you, Jae-hyuk. This startled Jae-hyuk Han. What? It is nothing. I did not do anything. Contrary to him, Lee Hagyan questioned with some displeasure, anyway, how long are you going to be excited for? Do you think you are going on a trip? Baek Jae-tae sternly asked back, then why did you bring a swimsuit, team leader? He immediately snapped, you idiot, you might get invited to a pool party or something like that, it is Hollywood. At this time, in front of them, two young people were competing to discuss, what do you think, Lee Haeyoung's new song is good, is not it? The Compass, there is also a guy collaborating in it. Not bad, huh? They confirmed to each other, right, actually, I think the male vocals performed better than Lee Haeyoung. It seems like JJ has another rookie. A Queen member heard this and asked, your dream is not small enough to stop here, is it? Jae-hyuk Han unconsciously smiled, I will no longer doubt myself. Looking into the distance, he murmured in his heart, because I still have not seen the end of my dream. Scene change, Los Angeles, California, USA. The dark night shrouded the space here. A friend lay slumped on the bed and lamented, oh my God, I am so tired, Hollywood is nice, but I am exhausted. Then all three spoke in unison, it is late. Let us rest and go again tomorrow. I do not even have the strength to reach out my hand, thanks. The friend turned to ask Jae-hyuk Han, but Jae-hyuk does not look tired. I slept on the plane, he replied. I am worried I won't be able to sleep later. I have never been on a plane for 13 hours straight, like this. Sorry, I am going to sleep first. It is okay, I am going out for some fresh air. Scene changed to a cafe. The space here was extremely lively. Jae-hyuk Han sat on one side, his eyes constantly darting around, searching for something. As it turned out, looking at everyone here, they were all Westerners, and only he was from South Korea. I am the only Asian here, I can speak English, but I am still quite worried. It is probably because I am right in the heart of Hollywood. While struggling in a bunch of thoughts, suddenly a voice rang out, you can't sleep, can you? A blonde-haired, curly-haired guy spoke up, I will buy you a drink. Excuse me. James Deacon sat next to Jae-hyuk Han. A martini will help with jet lag more than water. Waiter, 2 martinis, please. At this time, Jae-hyuk Han had another thought. Is it this easy to talk to strangers in Hollywood? The friend quickly asked him, the flight must have been long, right? Is this your first time in LA? Ah yes, this is my first time in the US. While sipping his drink, James Deacon spoke up. I am glad you can speak English. Can I call you Han? He warmly greeted Jae-hyuk Han, nice to meet you. I am James Deacon. I am the son of Queen's bass player, John Deacon. You seem surprised. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. At this enthusiasm, Jae-hyuk Han also quickly replied, no, it is okay. James Deacon continued, I heard the singer who will recreate Freddie's songs is staying at this hotel. It sounds a bit rude, but I am very curious. And I happened to see you enter this bar. I am glad I do not have to arrange a separate appointment anymore. After listening, Jae-hyuk Han was stunned for a moment and then asked Deacon, are you also participating in that movie? So, is your father? James Deacon said politely with a smile, just call me James. No, my father won't be participating in the film. My father refuses anything related to Queen, not just this movie. He always says, without Freddie, there is no Queen, and no one can imitate Freddie. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han thought to himself, no one. James Deacon suddenly held up his phone and asked, but Han, are you in this video? Director Henderson sent me this video. He said, I think I have found Freddie. But is that really true? As soon as he heard the information, Jae-hyuk Han was a little surprised. James Deacon explained once again, I do not mean to offend you, Han, but like my father, I do not think Freddie can be recreated. He began to recount in detail everything that had happened in the past, because I was there, I witnessed and heard it with my own eyes. The monument cannot be replaced. Freddie Mercury in that golden age. So I want to ask you directly, Han, about why you accepted the offer. Do you really believe you can recreate Freddie's works? Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han suddenly hesitated and could not say anything. Suddenly, at this time, the system board displayed a notification. Another Queen member, our boy, have you become a suspicious adult? Another Queen member, he has always been cautious since he was young, and now the boy is afraid that the image of us in his memory will fade. Another Queen member, what do you think, should we help this good boy? Seeing Jae-hyuk Han looking up at the sky like that, James Deacon had no idea, he was listening to information from the notification board, so he found it strange. Another Queen member, let us show the kid that there is nothing to be afraid of. The space became quiet at this time, as if only for the two of them. James Deacon asked Han, are you listening to me? If you really, I do not need to say anything more, right? At this time, Jae-hyuk Han was willing to open his mouth. His voice came out with certainty, saying 1,000 words is not as good as seeing it once with your own eyes. I still have to go through my own test. I agree that no one can replace Freddie, but if you ask if I am confident enough to imitate his voice, then yes, I believe I can do it. I accepted the offer because I was confident, and that is why I came all the way here. Hearing every word that Jae-hyuk Han said, this made James Deacon stand still. He sighed and put his phone down on the table, saying, okay, confidence is a good thing, but do we need to wait until the test? If you are that confident, why not show it now? Suddenly, Jae-hyuk Han widened his eyes and looked at James Deacon. He said calmly, well, you came from far away and must be tired. Hey. Hearing Jae-hyuk Han's sudden concern, James Deacon was a little surprised. At this time, Jae-hyuk Han stood up, turned around, preparing to leave. Before leaving, he did not forget to tell the waiter, if you want, I will show you now. Seeing Jae-hyuk Han's appearance, James Deacon stood in a corner and admired secretly. He is serious, how confident is he? And just like that, Jae-hyuk Han went straight up without saying a word. Sitting in the position of the piano player, then began to play melodious melodies. At this time, another Queen member appeared and spoke in his ear, the kid needs our help, that is the easiest way. He just lightly touched his hand on each key, while secretly replying, of course that would be easy, but the person James is doubting is me. So I want to prove with my own ability that Han Ji-hyuk has the strength. That other member also replied, that is the spirit. Just like that, Jae-hyuk Han was fascinated by every moment, his hand dancing across each key. Even the waiter from before was surprised by his talent. Not only could he play the piano, but Jae-hyuk Han could also sing. He began to sing. The entire auditorium was silent without a word. Everyone was quietly enjoying the music that Jae-hyuk Han brought. Even James Deacon thought this is. He could not believe that Jae-hyuk Han was so talented. The melodious sounds combined to create a wonderful song. Not only Jae-hyuk Han, but everyone else in the band was immersed in the music. In that moment, James Deacon seemed to fall into a daze. He whispered to himself, Father. Just like that, a faint blue figure appeared on the stage. They all harmonized with Jae-hyuk Han in the music. A brilliant aura surrounded them all. At this time, memories returned to his childhood. When he was a child, people often told him that his father was an international superstar in the world's leading band. The young James Deacon, with shining eyes, asked his father, Dad, are you really an international superstar? His father also happily replied, I do not know. Some people might call me that, but I am not. I am just a friend of a world superstar. As he said this, he smiled kindly. Talking about his dream of standing on the stage, it was the last stage where he saw Uncle Freddie perform. A few years later, Uncle Freddie had to close his eyes and surrender to eternal sleep forever. Not long after his uncle's death, his father also retired and refused to do anything related to Queen. There is no more Uncle Freddie, we will not meet anyone like him again, no matter how hard we try to imitate him. Suddenly, James Deacon thought, Father, you are wrong. Because Uncle Freddie is right in front of me. After finishing the performance, Jae-hyuk Han took a breath. James Deacon was sitting below, staring at him blankly. At this time, everyone around applauded him and the band for bringing a wonderful concert. Seeing the support of everyone, Jae-hyuk Han also smiled happily. James Deacon still kept his bewildered gaze on Jae-hyuk Han. Suddenly there was a voice, hooray, hooray. A man came over and said, I did not expect that you were hiding in a place like this for the past 30 years, Freddie. As soon as he heard the name, Jae-hyuk Han's eyes widened in surprise. Guitarist Brian May and drummer Roger Taylor. The two members of the band Queen, Jimmy, how are you doing these days? No, I mean, why are you two here? Roger Taylor came over and nodded in praise. Why are we here? We are here because we wanted to witness this scene with our own two eyes. We were wondering if we had really found Freddie. Sorry for not introducing myself sooner. Then, he smiled happily and introduced himself. I am Roger Taylor, the drummer of the band Queen. The other person next to him also introduced, and I am Brian May with the guitar always in my hand. It is nice to meet you. Hearing their names, Jae-hyuk Han also happily replied, My name is Han Jae-hyuk. It is a great honor to meet you. So they gathered together and laughed and talked happily, introducing each other. So, Director Henderson was not saying anything empty at all. Can I call you Han? I really liked your performance just now. Yes, thank you very much. Roger Taylor went over and put his arm around James Deacon's shoulder and said, Excuse our Jimmy. He is a little cranky. He is just a little cautious, just like his father. Why do you keep calling me that? How old am I? Seeing them so intimate, Jae-hyuk Han also understood. Who would have thought that the two members of Queen are actually standing right in front of me? I can't believe this is happening. Brian May next to him said, To be honest, I also sympathize with Jimmy's feelings because my kids all feel the same way. I do not know what John will think, but Jimmy and I both want this movie to be really excellent. Most importantly, we want the whole world to remember Freddie. But the specialness of Freddie cannot be summed up in simple similarities like that. Brian May said to him with confidence, Hollywood had to put in a lot of effort to find a singer who could replace Freddie's voice. Han, do you think you can meet that expectation? The two fathers and sons standing next to him also listened carefully to what he said. Even Jae-hyuk Han just listened to him silently and absorbed it. Suddenly another god spoke up, Are you worried again? My darling, you do not have to stand there stiffly in front of my friends. Another god, Roger and Brian, to you, these old friends of mine, who have protected Queen for the past 30 years, may look like sacred gods. Another god, but do not forget who you are next to right now. Another god also said, That place is not just a place for you to admire others, but it is also a place for you to shine. Another god also said, That place is not just a place for you to admire others, but it is also a place for you to shine. After listening to the words from the gods, Jae-hyuk Han said confidently, As I said to James, I would not have had the opportunity to be here if I did not believe in my abilities. He confidently patted his chest. I am not here just to imitate Freddie, but I came here to become him. I do not think anyone else can recreate him more successfully than I can. Everyone around listened and exclaimed in admiration. Brian May then smiled slightly. Then he suddenly laughed. Now you really look like Freddie. That is right, you need to be that confident to recreate Freddie successfully. Then, I will see you at the studio tomorrow. You must still be tired from just arriving today, right? Hollywood or anything else can't discourage Freddie. He always tells me not to be worried. Yes, thank you both very much. Just like that, the two people shook hands with each other. James Deacon before leaving did not forget to leave a message. Have a good night, Han, see you again tomorrow. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han was stunned. Is this really happening? I will get enough sleep tonight. Scene changed to the next morning. On the car, the voice said, What, you met Brian May and Roger Taylor of the band Queen? Yes, John Deacon's son, James Deacon, also came. He recognized me at the bar. His friend could not help but show envy. You are really cruel, Ji-hyuk. You should have called me out there too, meeting such big names alone. He explained, the circumstances at the time did not allow me to call anyone. Anyway, you will get to meet them soon because they said they are coming to the studio today, right? Really, are you telling the truth? Yes, they said. See you at the studio tomorrow, when leaving, so it must be true. Excuse me for bothering you, manager. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? I need to ask for their autographs. Who are you, a tourist or something? After a while of moving, they finally arrived at the performance stage. Everyone standing below could not help but look up in awe with admiring eyes. As expected, Hollywood is really different. Ji-hyuk Han's friend shouted, "Look, Live Aid, it is a legendary rock festival that took place in 1985, they are trying to recreate it in this movie." As soon as he heard the voice, he immediately looked over and thought to himself, Live Aid, in this event that gathers the world's leading musicians, Queen was still able to make such a strong impression on everyone who attended. That legendary stage will be where I... Suddenly there was a voice, "Oh my God, our Freddie has finally arrived." It was Henderson. He stepped forward warmly. "Welcome to America, I am Henderson, holding the position of director." Li Hiang bowed and shook hands to show respect as soon as he saw him. "It is a true honor for us to meet you, Mr. Henderson. I am the group leader of JJK Entertainment, Li Hiang, and this is our manager, Baek Kyung-tae. You must have traveled a long way to get here." He also greeted them enthusiastically, "And this must be Han, the person who will save my life. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Director, my name is Han Ji-hyuk." Then suddenly he called out loudly, "I have a friend who is even more eager to meet Han than I am. Hey Rami, look who is here." The man on the other side immediately turned around as soon as he heard him. He warmly waved hello to everyone there. As soon as he saw his appearance, Ji-hyuk Han was very surprised. "Freddie Mercury. It is an honor to meet you, Han." He came over and reached out his hand towards Ji-hyuk Han. "My name is Rami Malek." He also happily replied, "I am Han Ji-hyuk, it is nice to meet you." Oh my God, I thought he was Freddie Mercury in the flesh. After greeting, Ji-hyuk Han thought to himself, now I see that the actors who play the other members also look exactly like the originals. Hollywood's casting talent is truly the best. Rami Malek then pointed and said, "The director sent me your video. We often use those songs of yours to practice so that they match the acting scenes." Is that so? Rami is probably the person who has watched Han's video the most. I mean, I have to act so that it matches his vocals. Seeing them laugh and joke happily like that, he had another thought. I understand, I only need to recreate Freddie Mercury's vocals, but he needs to portray the entire person of Freddie Mercury. He must have spent a lot of effort to do that. Suddenly, Henderson came over and smiled shyly. "Now I remember, I owe you an apology, Han." "What, an apology?" "There was a bit of a problem with renting the recording room for your audition. We are looking for another recording room, but that recording room won't be available until late this evening. I am very sorry for this inconvenience, but I hope you will be patient." "Okay, it is okay." They were talking happily when suddenly someone interrupted, "Shouldn't we continue from here?" Looking over there, it was, "Roger Bryan, you came here at the right time. All of them met here without making an appointment. It is great to see you again, Han." "Have you and Han met?" "It is like that." At this time, the fans were looking at their phones and exclaiming in surprise, "It is the band queen. It is really the band queen, leader." Roger Taylor smiled coolly and said, "We must find another recording room." He began to introduce, "The real stage is already here. We're better than this to audition Freddie's voice." Then he turned to ask Ji-hyuk Han, "What do you think, Han, why do not you show us your talent here? Isn't this place much better than that confined bar stage?" Hearing this, he was silent for a moment and then spoke up in response, "Okay. If you want, I will show you my talent immediately." So, Ji-hyuk Han stood on the stage. He took a deep breath to regain his usual confidence. Everyone below was looking forward to Ji-hyuk Han. Everyone directed their eyes to Ji-hyuk Han's side. Standing on one side, Ji-hyuk Han's friend whispered close to Li Hiang's ear and asked quietly, "How did this turn out like this, suddenly standing on stage like this?" Is it okay? What else can we do? The method to audition is entirely up to them. Director Henderson has also allowed it. Besides, can you refuse that offer from Roger Taylor? It is not easy to do that. Now let us just trust Jae-hyuk. Under the stage, the director held a loudspeaker and shouted, "Okay, Han, are you ready?" Jae-hyuk Han happily signaled that he was ready. Immediately the lights were turned on, and the sound was also raised. As soon as Roger Taylor heard a few notes of the song, he recognized it, this song. Jae-hyuk Han on the stage was still feeling the music. Mercury, standing below, was also listening attentively. Can this song really portray Freddie's essence? This is not an easy song to perform. Suddenly his eyes widened. A robot model appeared out of nowhere. It was huge and looked down below with its soulless eyes. Everyone was startled and also looked at it. Jae-hyuk Han, standing on the stage, was still putting all his strength into singing. His voice was melodious, as if he was gliding on each note. Mercury listened to each sound and stood there stunned. Even the director was also gaping in surprise. Jae-hyuk Han at this time was still very confident with his performance. The music was raised in the vast space. The person who sang that wonderful song was Jae-hyuk Han. He seemed to transmit motivation to everyone with his own voice. Jae-hyuk Han's voice was very internal, seemingly awakening everyone. Roger Taylor below looked at him and smiled proudly. After the performance ended, Jae-hyuk Han also took a long breath. Everyone below was applauding and cheering him. "Hooray, you did a good job, Han." The director also looked at him with very proud eyes. His two friends standing there also kept praising Jae-hyuk Han. As expected, everyone also feels like that. Great job, Jae-hyuk. Hearing such words of encouragement, Jae-hyuk Han became even more energetic. He bowed to thank everyone for their enthusiastic support. "What do you think? What do I think? The same as you. You are the one who sent Henderson that video of that kid, right? Where did you find him? He is so good. Well, should I say it was luck?" Roger Taylor smiled and said, "It sounds a bit strange, but the songs in that video are as if they were sung by Freddie, as if Freddie was telling me to go find him. It seems that Freddie is watching us more closely than we think." Yes, it must be so. The other gods also began to discuss. "I see you, my old friends. I am watching you." Another god, "I am always by Queen's side, so do not be so sad anymore." Hearing such words of encouragement, Jae-hyuk Han became even more full of confidence in himself. Roger Taylor quietly called, "Hey Brian, if that kid is really the incarnation of Freddie, do you think he can do that?" "No, that what? Don't pretend not to know what I am talking about, the thing that could not happen 30 years ago because Freddie passed away." Hearing this, Brian May also asked in a slightly stunned manner, "No way, are you sure you want to do that? Isn't that obvious? Our Freddie has returned. Are you really serious? You are really going to do that with him? Why are you so surprised? You are the one who found Han." However, Brian May shook his head and said, "But that is a completely different story. From the beginning, it has been a completely separate matter from the movie. It is not an easy decision." Seeing his old friend worried like that, Roger Taylor spoke up to comfort him. "What are you worried about? Didn't you just see that scene on stage? If we get this kid, maybe we can make that happen." Freddie's last work. After Jae-hyuk Han's performance ended, then came the performance of Rami Malek. He stood on the stage and also raised his voice to sing. Others below listened and exclaimed in admiration, "I did not expect that just filming a test would make everything look so real. Hollywood is different." Hearing Baek Jae-hyuk say that, he also thought to himself, "Is that so? It is true that the scale is magnificent and the images are beautiful, but it feels like it is still missing something." On this side, director Henderson coughed secretly. Then suddenly spoke up, "Cut, stop the music. We will take a 10-minute break. Please clean up this area. Rami, can you talk to me for a moment? We will take a 10-minute break. Please clean up this area." Hearing this, Baek Jae-hyuk also stood up and said, "Jae-hyuk, I guess it is time for us to take a break. Do you want me to get you a cup of coffee?" "No, I do not need it." Everyone around looked and secretly sighed. They do not look too good. What are they talking about? Henderson spoke up and said, "What is wrong? Rami, are you sick? Today it feels like you are acting a bit stiff. In the audition, you even acted better than this." I thought it was because you were in front of Roger and Brian that you were anxious, but now you are still very worried. Why? Hearing this, Rami Malek was a little sad and his voice softened. Sorry, Mr. Director, I will be fine after a short break. I will try to concentrate again. But the director immediately reassured him, this is just a test shoot, so do not feel pressured, okay? Rami Malek then took a tired breath. Han, Jae-hyuk Han suddenly came over and said with a smile, it seems like you are having trouble. You performed very enthusiastically on the stage, so it is normal for your body to sweat this much. Hearing this, he also asked, what does it look like, Han? Does it look okay from below the stage? Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han was a little embarrassed. What? I do not know much about acting. But it seems okay in it. An actor's job is not only to act but also to transform into the character they are portraying. As someone who only knows how to make music, I really can't imagine how difficult that is. Hearing such words, but it seemed that Rami Malek did not believe it, he shook his head and said, you are lying, Han. Everyone here, including you, must be thinking the same thing. Is this okay? On this side, Baek Jyong-tae whispered, at least one of those people does not think like that. Returning to Rami Malek, he was still contemplating his performance. This movie is also very meaningful to me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I feel very proud to say that my desire to fulfill my responsibility is greater than anyone else. But even if the director believes in my ability, the people around me still do not feel that way, because I can feel their critical eyes. A nobody like that is also playing the lead. Are they giving up on this movie? He does not even look like Freddie Mercury. They do not look alike at all. What is the director thinking? Every day I receive that critical gaze a few times. Each time, I feel as if the character of Freddie in me is fading away. But in the end, it is just an outer shell. While speaking, he lowered his face in despair because he could not complete it excellently. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han thought to himself, so all of that is just acting. Rami Malek said again in silence, everyone says that there can't be a second real Freddie, and I agree with that. I am really struggling with this acting. Suddenly a god appeared and said to Jae-hyuk Han, in any case, this matter can't become smooth. A shell will still be a shell no matter how many layers you wrap around it. You do not have to say that. Another god, no, I am just saying what I need to say to him. Do not you understand? Hearing this, Jae-hyuk Han was also surprised. He then raised his face to the sky and said to Rami Malek, wouldn't the real Freddie Mercury not care what other people think? What? He began to tell what he had experienced. You said that you think and act like Freddie to embody him. So you should also become like Freddie and not care what other people think. He did not care how people viewed him or what they said. People talked about his music, clothes, appearance, and even his personal life, but he did not care and just continued to live true to himself. It is just like my singing. I am also trying to understand Freddie's inner self, in addition to understanding his singing style, tone, and technique. When he heard those words of encouragement, it seemed that those words touched Rami Malek's heart. Understand his inner self. He tightened the towel that was around his neck. Hearing those words of encouragement like adding strength to him, he stood up and did not forget to say, thank you, Han. Thank you for helping me realize my terrible acting. Seeing Rami Malek energized, Jae-hyuk Han was also secretly happy. What, did I say anything offensive? Not exactly offensive, but more like eye-opening. Rami Malek laughed heartily and said, thank you, Han. Yes. Next to him, another god spoke. I think that is a positive expression, right, my darling? Yes, I think so too. At this time, Director Henderson's voice rang out, all right, let us try again. Is the music ready? Ready, begin. So the sound system was prepared. He observed for a moment and smiled with satisfaction. Pretty good, huh? On this side, Baek Jyong-tae also turned to say, somehow, I feel that he is acting better than before. Do you think so, or am I just imagining it? Yes, I think so too. Please excuse me, Mr. Han. Suddenly a familiar voice rang out, sorry for introducing myself late. My name is Raymond, the sound director. Can I bother you for a moment? As he reached out his hand, Jae-hyuk Han immediately took it, and the two greeted each other. Ah yes, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Han Hyuk, and I am manager Baek Kyungtae. If it is a contract-related issue then. Ah no, I came here for something else. Raymond offered, if you are free, would you like to come with me to downtown LA? What, if it is downtown LA then? Specifically, we are going to Queen's recording studio in downtown LA. Mr. Roger and Mr. Brian want to have a meeting with Han to discuss Queen's upcoming album. Hearing this, even the faces of Baek Jeong-tae and Jae-hyuk Han expressed surprise. That night, the streets were brilliantly lit. They were all entering inside. Raymond began to introduce, okay, it is this way. Baek Jeong-tae took a few steps and turned back in shock. Really, what kind of studio building is this? So this is the difference in scale of an international band, don't look around anymore. Looking at such a large building, Jae-hyuk Han also had some thoughts. I have not seen a studio of this scale at JJ either. It would not be strange to become a legend. How do they? As soon as he entered, he opened his eyes and mouth wide. Inside was an extremely hot jam session. The sounds of drums and instruments were blending together. Dazzled by the performance, Baek Jeong-tae exclaimed, to see a live performance of Queen like this. Admiration shone in Jae-hyuk Han's eyes at this time. This is amazing. I can see it clearly before my eyes. This is exactly the band Queen. Suddenly a voice rose, excuse me Han. Brian May came over and shook Jae-hyuk Han's hand. I was too focused on practicing, and did not notice we had guests. He also happily replied, no, thanks to you I was able to see such a wonderful performance. You are Han's manager Baek, right? Yes. Nice to meet you again, Baek. It is a great honor. Not only Jae-hyuk Han, Baek Jeong-tae also got to shake hands with his idol. So the whole band sat down with the three of them. They sat down and chatted with each other. You were already busy with the audition, but I called you out like this, I am really sorry. Roger Taylor's deep voice spoke. Lee, how long are you planning to stay in LA? According to the schedule, I think it will take about 2 to 3 weeks, but the real reason I brought the three of you here is because we want to make a proposal to Han. A proposal? It has been almost 30 years since Freddie closed his eyes. He began to recount. We all knew Freddie's time was running out, but it was not until he closed his eyes that we realized he was close to death. At that time, a man was lying in the hospital. It must be said that he was in a dying state. He tried to say each word. Roger, listen, this work is great. I am full of ideas you can't imagine. This album will be a masterpiece, you will see. Trust me, my love, we will welcome the world again. As soon as he finished speaking, the man closed his eyes and passed away peacefully. Everyone around there secretly mourned for the young man. Freddie was finally still Freddie. After listening, both Baek Jeong-tae and Li Hiang were stunned. After telling the story, Roger Taylor and Brian May took turns speaking. I am sorry we bored you. Please understand, the older people get, the more they like to talk about the old days. Even so, this is what we want to propose, the last album that Freddie could not complete until the end of his life. The Queen. Do you want to complete the album with us? Hearing this offer to collaborate, Jae-hyuk Han woke up. He stammered, the album of Queen. Brian May nodded and said with certainty, you can also participate as a guest vocalist. Most of the songs have been completed. Honestly, all of them were completed 30 years ago. That, it can be said to be Freddie's last legacy. Suddenly Jae-hyuk Han thought, Freddie Mercury's last legacy. It won't be long, so the movie won't be delayed for too long, right Raymond? Seeing himself mentioned, Raymond also spoke up in response, what? Oh yes. We have spent up to 3 weeks to record comfortably, so if you are only staying for 1 or 2 weeks, you should take the opportunity to do both. While everyone was excited, except for Li Hiang, there is another big thing happening here. Roger Taylor spoke up again. Anyway, it depends on the opinion of the important person here. Han, will you agree to our proposal? Suddenly Jae-hyuk Han was silent for a moment. Next came Li Hiang's voice. We are very grateful for your proposal, but we need some time to decide and try. But suddenly Jae-hyuk Han responded in a short voice, okay. How can a musician refuse an offer from Queen? I completely agree. Hearing this, Roger Taylor turned to tease Brian May. See, what did I say, Brian? And Li Hiang seemed to be still stunned and did not understand anything. Jae-hyuk, why did you decide on your own like that? There are many things to confirm. Jae-hyuk, I am going to be the manager of a Queen band member. A guest vocalist, not a member. Not understanding Jaehyuk Han, so Li Hagyun turned to whisper with Baek Jae-ti, Baek Kyungtae, are you kidding me? It is Queen, it is not a joke, because it is Queen. Of course, we have to agree. When will there be an opportunity like this again? Seeing the two of them whispering behind his back, Jaehyuk Han could only laugh helplessly. Then suddenly he thought, I am too careless. I am now a part of JJ, I am not free anymore. I was too excited so I agreed without thinking. I still have not helped Haeyoung with those activities either. Is this okay? And Raymond on this side was silently observing the group of them. Then suddenly, he also spoke, Han, if you allow. Not for personal reasons, so I hope you do not misunderstand the issue. Does Han think he can sing a song by Queen? Queen's name is still the same, but more than that, if it is Freddie's unfinished legacy, then the consequences are unpredictable. For a musician, it is a double-edged sword. I am not trying to stop the path to Queen's album, but Han's decision will affect the film performance. Hearing each word that Raymond said, Jaehyuk Han could only listen silently. Raymond still spoke in that tone. What do you think, Han, can you carry Queen's name? Raymond asked sternly, can you really carry Queen's name? Hearing this question, both Baek Jae-ti and Li Hagyun listened to Jaehyuk Han's answer in silence. And even Jaehyuk Han felt quite hesitant. In his eyes, there appeared the familiar childhood image. Han's name will definitely be deeply engraved in that arrogant Hollywood world. You have to remember that. Suddenly a Queen member appeared, knock knock. Seeing them, he smiled inwardly, I knew it. Darling, be confident. Everyone wants to say that, right? Another Queen member, Street Angel. How do I know? After receiving encouragement from the spirits, Jaehyuk Han responded confidently, of course. Because I am confident, Queen's reputation, I can carry it. Who do you think I am with? So what does Jaehyuk think about this proposal? Li Hagyun stood up to answer the phone. He responded to the other end of the line, well that, I know it is a bit sudden, but... Jaehyuk immediately agreed. Queen wants to start as soon as possible, even tomorrow is fine. I am sure Jaehyuk is very determined. The other end of the line was Jinwook. Getting to Hollywood is something, but to tour the album of Queen, are not there too many events that you are overwhelmed? Like this, just focus on the performance for now. I will prepare what you need on this side, I understand, President. After chatting with Li Hagyun, he began to worry. Making an album with Queen, I do not know what is going on either. Haeyoung will definitely make a fuss. Somehow I am allowed now. As soon as the call was hung up, Jaehyuk Han spoke up and said, sorry team leader, it was my own decision. Hearing this, Li Hagyun also replied, honestly, I did not expect you to be so confident in front of Queen. Foreign countries value confidence more than humility. At this time, Baek Jae-ti rushed over and grabbed Jaehyuk Han's collar and shook him to wake him up. No matter if you are an international star, do not forget the truth. Please promise me, calm down. Suddenly, Baek Jae-ti suddenly asked, who else is coming at this hour? As it turned out, outside, a man came over and smiled and said to them, excuse me for disturbing you late at night. Baek Jae-ti politely greeted the uncle, what is the matter? I did not order room service. The room service immediately spoke up, I came because I have something to announce. This is a special request from a VIP guest at our hotel. Thus, the whole group of them was specially transferred from the regular room to the VIP room. Before the wide eyes of the young men, the service uncle smiled and said, Mr. Roger Taylor has requested that the 3 distinguished guests be moved to a luxury room. I hope everyone has a comfortable night. As soon as he entered the room, Baek Jae-ti could not hide his excitement and shouted, it is the luxury room that I have only heard about, we are staying here for a month. It is really spacious, Queen is still Queen. And Jaehyuk Han behind could not help but feel embarrassed, sure enough, I just took on a big job, huh? Scene changed to another location. The voice from the editor rose, Han, are you ready? Because this is just practice, let us do everything without resting. Jaehyuk Han inside replied softly with a confident voice, I understand. Outside, the 2 uncles were still watching Jaehyuk Han's journey. Hey, Brian, do you believe in reincarnation? Why are you suddenly saying that? It is just looking at him, suddenly it feels right. That was Freddie's last recording day. Then, Roger Taylor recalled the old things that had happened when his condition gradually worsened. Freddie, are you okay? At that time, Brian May was young, At that time he was quite self-conscious about his ability. This song is quite high-pitched. If you think it is too much, then do not try. Can you do it? Hearing this, another member of the band just gently poured water into a glass. Then he drank it all in one go. He asked smugly, "Of course, darling, have you forgotten who I am?" Returning to reality, then, he finished recording in just one take, completely flawlessly as usual. Hearing the old story recounted, Brian May kept smiling kindly and replied, "There was such a thing, huh? But why mention reincarnation? It is nothing advanced, just a sudden thought. If Freddie really reincarnated, he would probably be the same age as Han now." The two of them turned their eyes to Jae-hyuk Han standing inside recording. Brian May's voice was a little pensive, thinking about it, "That is right." Saying that, while talking, suddenly a voice interrupted the two of them, "You two are really unpredictable." It was James Deacon. "How can you quickly decide on such a thing, our cute Jimmy?" He went closer to Brian May and Roger Taylor. While walking he pointed and explained, "Even if Han is very suitable, you two should be careful. Jimmy, we have been careful for 30 years. That is right, that is not like Queen at all. Do you two really think Han can complete that album? If this is just an ordinary effort then. So now I am trying it out, Jimmy, I need to see it with my own eyes." The sound from the editorial team rose. "Okay, start now, 1, 2, 3. So Jae-hyuk Han inside began to feel the music. Suddenly, James Deacon opened his eyes in shock. Inside, Jae-hyuk Han was like a star shining brightly in the light. He began to show off his extremely sweet voice. Sometimes I think again those days. The sound he brought made everyone have to be silent to listen to it. On James Deacon's side, he was once again shocked by Jae-hyuk Han's wonderful voice. This made him remember an old memory. A girl sitting under the rain. At that time, it seemed that James Deacon had a crush on that girl. But it was too late, that girl was no longer there. The song of Jae-hyuk Han rising made him suddenly remember them. Music is really something that knows how to touch people's hearts, even the most rigid person. Jae-hyuk Han smiled lightly and said, "I tried to sing roughly like this." Seeing everyone not reacting, only silent, made him have some worries. What is the reaction? Did I sing too freely? Roger Taylor stood up and asked James Deacon, "Jimmy, what do you think? Do you understand?" James Deacon just nodded slightly in agreement with the current result. Roger Taylor spoke up and praised Jae-hyuk Han. "Perfect, great job, Han, is that so? That is good. Now Freddie has returned." Hearing these words of encouragement, Jae-hyuk Han was very confident. "Let us complete the work we could not do 30 years ago." The morning of that day, Jae-hyuk Han continued the recording. "Han, are you ready? This is the last recording, please do well." "Yes." "Okay, let us start now, 1, 2, 3. As soon as the countdown of the editorial team rang out, Jae-hyuk Han once again immersed his heart in the music. The recording process for the movie is gradually entering the final stage. I am also responsible for guiding the actors how to play musical instruments while recording the song. And now without me, everyone can perform quite realistically. When I am not handling work related to the movie, I turn to working on Queen's album. Or through the introduction of Roger and Brian, meet world-class artists. Hollywood and Queen, the best days of my life have gradually passed. Scene change at the airport. Inside, the airport lounge was very modern and airy. All three of them, Jae-hyuk Han, Baek Jae-tae and Li Hagyun, opened their mouths again. "If you have any requests or need help, please tell us and we will solve it. We wish you a pleasant trip." Baek Jae-tae again fidgeted and his eyes were constantly surprised. "I have only heard about the first-class cabin. Is this a plane or a hotel? I can't believe they actually do that. But this situation is too strange. Why were we suddenly transferred to sit in first class? Is it because of Roger and Brian? Definitely. Or how do you think we have enough ability to buy first-class ticket? Coming here." Baek Jae-tae remembered Roger Taylor's words. "If Freddie knows that I let Queen's vocalist sit in business class, he won't let me off. He even said he would personally check the ticket." Li Hagyun casually sat down in his seat and smirked. "That is a big concession from them already. I had a hard time stopping them from sending Queen's private jet to pick us up." "A private jet?" Baek Jae-tae had another surprise. "Why did you refuse that offer? That is Queen's private jet, not someone else's." Hearing Baek Jae-tae's unreasonable words, Li Hagen had to shout, "You idiot, don't you think about how chaotic all the news will be when Queen's private plane lands in Korea? The media will go crazy. How are you going to explain when JJ's new singer steps out of the plane? The preparations for the movie and the album must be kept completely secret." That is right. In this situation, Jae-hyuk Han could only laugh awkwardly and think to himself, the schedule in America is longer than I thought. I wonder how Haeyoung is doing. University Festival. Speaking of which, it is almost time. That time of the year, huh? While everyone was resting to get to the new location, he was working hard. And the other two had fallen asleep. Suddenly a voice rose, "What are you doing, Jae-hyuk? Why do not you sleep?" He smiled happily and replied, "I can't sleep, so I am making music for a while." "Making music? You have been doing it for a month now, take a break." "This is also my way of relaxing." Suddenly Baek Jae-tae began to flip through his notebook preparing to write something. "That is right, I forgot all about this. I wonder if your studio still needs any supplies or items. I would be happy to know how you would decorate the interior." "Studio? Which studio are you talking about? Haven't you heard the news? The studio dedicated to you. I am proceeding with the construction under the direction of the president. A studio of my own." Baek Jae-tae smiled shyly at Jae-hyuk Han. "We can't let Queen's guest vocalist not have a studio of his own, right?" And Jae-hyuk Han, hearing this, also immediately replied with some interest, "Really, I still can't believe it, feel free to tell me." The conversation ended, Jae-hyuk Han returned to his work. Suddenly, he raised his voice and asked, "Manager, do you think I will be as busy as Haeyoung when I return to Korea?" Baek Jae-tae replied as ordered, "Probably not. Currently Haeyoung is promoting alone. Although Compass has received a lot of positive responses, this album is being handled entirely by Haeyoung from beginning to end." "But why do you ask? I will let the company decide on the studio completely. Instead, can you give me some private time?" Hearing this, Baek Jae-tae quickly asked Jae-hyuk Han again. "Private time? Anyway, I was planning to give you a few days off. Is there something?" Jae-hyuk Han said with a very certain voice, "I need to go to a place." Scene changed to the next morning. Jin-wook sat seriously and said, "It is good to see you again after a month, however. What happened in America that made you look so exhausted?" Hearing this, Li Hagen rolled his eyes and said, "I am just not used to the time difference yet." Jin-wook smiled mockingly and replied, "Thank you everyone very much, it must have been a difficult business trip. Hollywood and Queen have contacted and asked me to convey to Han that they will see you in Korea on the day the movie is released." "In Korea? Does that mean that the president means they are going to visit Korea? They are coming to promote the movie?" "This is quite rare but still possible. Honestly, I still can't believe what is happening. As soon as Jae-hyuk came here, Hollywood and Queen. Sorry everyone for deciding to participate in the album on my own." "What are you saying? In my company there is a guest vocalist of Queen. I am a businessman and an artist at the same time. What more could I ask for than an album by Queen? Suppose you refused, I would have been very disappointed." Hearing him say that, Jae-hyuk Han turned to thank him. "Thank you, President, for understanding. In short, from now on Jae-hyuk will." Everyone was talking to each other. Suddenly a girl came over. She opened the door wide and shouted with an excited voice, "Jae-hyuk Appa." Lee Haeyoung came over and greeted Jae-hyuk Han. "Appa, you are so great. I heard you are amazing in America. I knew it would happen." Jae-hyuk Han also smiled happily and replied, "How have you been lately?" Jin-wook looked at her with annoyance. "Haeyoung, do not you have a schedule? You have too much free time to come here, huh?" She also replied with a happy voice, "Everything is fine, it is not like the broadcasting station has legs and runs around." Jae-hyuk Han, hearing her say that, was startled and quickly turned to apologize. "I am sorry, the time I spent in America was longer than I thought, so I could not help you much." Seeing him change his attitude to worry like that, Lee Haeyoung turned to interrupt. "What are you talking about? Hollywood and Queen, what is more important than that?" The two continued to chat happily with each other, even though Jae-hyuk Han was a little worried about her before. "Thank you very much for your efforts. My eye for people is also accurate." I am very happy that you can say that. "Haeyoung, we need to move quickly. It is almost time for the schedule." "Appa, I have to go now. Remember to tell me the details of how you met Queen later." "Okay, promise me." "Sure, be careful." Hearing them happy, Jin-wook sighed again. she is still very childish. But Jae-hyuk Han thought differently. I am glad she can keep her expression and optimistic attitude. I am glad she can keep her expression and optimistic attitude. Maybe Ji-hyuk has had a positive impact on her. Jin-wook suddenly remembered something. That is right, I heard you need time for yourself, right? Yes. As soon as he heard, Jae-hyuk Han immediately understood his intention. I need to go to this place for a period of time, to find a hidden gem, who should not have been ignored. That morning at 1 star. The owner was always cleaning, and when she saw Jae-hyuk Han, she greeted, sorry, we are not open yet. He also smiled and greeted, hello boss, look who is here. Isn't it Ji-hyuk? Just like that, the two chatted with each other. She constantly asked about his current situation. You said you went on a business trip to the US. Did everything go smoothly? Yes, the schedule was longer than planned, so I only just got home yesterday. Yesterday, then you are probably not used to the time zone yet, so rest some more, actually. Jae-hyuk Han held the stack of papers in his hand and replied, I wrote a new song when I was in the US. And I want to play it in front of an audience. Can I perform today? As soon as he heard this, the owner was a little surprised. Live. Jae-hyuk Han said to the boss, I once said that sometimes I would have a special performance, even when I am in JJ. After hearing this, he laughed loudly. If that is the case, then I am very grateful. Feel free, you are always welcome. Let us see, first we have to promote the performance properly. JJ's new talent, who has collaborated with Li Hiang, the top superstar trained by 1 star. I might get in trouble for talking about Hollywood and Queen. Then you will be the main performer today. What? Why so suddenly? Of course it has to be like that. Who wants to perform after a singer who has collaborated with Li Hiang? Now then, let us prepare. Not only did he say it, but he also put it into practice. He took the mic, stood in the middle of the shop. The lights also shone on him at this time. His voice rang out loudly. It has been a long time. Please warmly welcome Han Ji-hyuk, the top star that our 1 star once trained. Han Ji-hyuk, isn't that the person who played the lead role in Li Hiang's song this time? Everyone below also felt interested. The range, I really like that song. So it turns out he is from here, that is great. Thus, Jae-hyuk Han began to perform a piano performance for everyone to enjoy, while gliding on each key. He thought to himself, Haeyoung back at JJ, from Hollywood to Queen. So many things have happened that I completely forgot. Before returning to the past, she could not show her talent because of me, but in the end she still believed in me. It is a bit late, but luckily I did not miss it. Please wait a moment. The musical gods also appeared around him. He glided each key, each sound rising melodiously as if on the sea, where the waves gently lapped. Jae-hyuk Han thought to himself, because I am ready to meet her again. That night, at the Korean University Festival, for the 45th time. The stage at this time was built very magnificently, the lights sparkled. The editor called softly, all right, we are about to start, please line up according to the order of participation, yes. Li Jayen tried to keep herself calm, I can do it, just stay calm. It is just a talent show of the school, why am I so worried? She was confused, when suddenly Jae-hyuk Han appeared. Put your hands on your chest and stomach and breathe evenly. What? He said confidently, I find that putting my hands like this, and then breathing deeply, slowly and deeply into my stomach helps me relax. Do it 10 times and you will feel better, like this. You need to breathe slowly, long and shallow, doing that also helps to relax the shoulders. Hearing him say that, Li Jayen also practiced doing what he said. She kept breathing deeply to regain her spirit before going on stage. Seeing her like that, he also smiled happily to himself. A moment later, Li Jayen suddenly woke up. She had become more confident at this time. It seems to be really effective, thank you. Seeing her so confident, he also happily replied, that is great. She asked him curiously, are you a singer or a contestant? But Jae-hyuk Han immediately waved his hand. No, I did not come to participate. Actually, I came here to find you, Jayen. Just like that, Li Jayen was surprised. What? How do you know my name? You are the one who sang in this video. You are Li Jayen, are not you? Jae-hyuk Han also enthusiastically introduced. Nice to meet you, I am Han Ji-hyuk. Han Ji-hyuk. Are you the one who appeared in Li Hiang's album this time? Hearing that, Jae-hyuk Han smiled shyly. Yes, I am so sorry. I really admire Li Hiang and this album is really good, but why are you looking for me? Actually, it is not that different. He turned to say, I want Jayen to participate in the personal album that I am preparing this time. Li Jayen widened her eyes in surprise and asked, an album? Jae-hyuk began to recount, I accidentally watched your video and realized that your voice is very suitable for my album. I knew that I wanted to work with you. If you agree, I will talk to JJ right away. What do you think? But Li Jayen silently sighed. Seeing her sigh and look so troubled, Jae-hyuk also sweated and said, I am sorry. Perhaps this is a bit difficult. Li Jayen kept bowing before him. I am very grateful for that offer, but I am not as talented as you think. I am sure this will only ruin your album. Seeing her act like that, he hurriedly waved his hand. What? No, do not put too much pressure on yourself. Anyway, I am just a rookie. I am fully responsible for my album, so do not worry, I am sorry. But Li Jayen was not confident. She kept bowing her head. Probably not. Sorry for making you go to all this trouble. While talking to Jae-hyuk, the editor once again peeped in and called, Li Jayen, it is your turn next, get ready, yes. Hearing the announcement, she quickly left, leaving Jae-hyuk behind, pacing and thinking, what, why is not it the same as in my past life? Is she feeling pressured because I am the one who worked with Haeyoung? I thought I could do the work that Haeyoung did with me. Remembering the image of Lee Haeyoung, he pondered silently, his face becoming more and more frustrated. Contrary to expectations, what should I do? But suddenly, he remembered something. He turned his head to look at the stage, thinking about it. This singing competition is that kind of thing, right? The MC on stage began to introduce. Now please welcome the next contestant of the Singer Challenge. Student Li Jayen, first year of the Department of Korean Language and Literature. Everyone below saw her and shouted, she is so pretty, the goddess of the Department of Literature. The MC continued, we have received some positive feedback. I am looking forward to this face-off. So, let us choose a candidate for the face-off, who says I am confident I can defeat student Li Jayen in singing. Please raise your hand. No one. The winner will receive a gift card at the faculty store worth up to 500,000 won. No one wants to challenge. As soon as he finished speaking, a hand raised below the stage. Here it is, the boy in the front row raised his hand. Looking towards that raised hand, her eyes widened in surprise. Please welcome the courageous challenger to the stage, it is Jae-hyuk. The MC introduced, please welcome the courageous challenger to the stage, please welcome the courageous challenger to the stage. Han Jae-hyuk. Isn't this a perfect couple? The atmosphere is gradually heating up from the first moment. Let us give them a big round of applause. Seeing the two of them on stage, everyone below began to discuss noisily. He is so handsome, is he a student at our school? He is really tall. Could he be a celebrity? He looks like a model, huh? Before we begin, I want to know some more information about our challenger. Seeing Jae-hyuk's confident face, Li Jayen became even more worried. The MC began to introduce, first, what is the challenger's name? Being handed the mic, Jae-hyuk said loudly, my name is Han Jae-hyuk. I am not a student at the University of Korea. The MC hearing this, put the mic to his mouth and continued, although Han Jae-hyuk is not a student at the University of Korea, that is okay. This challenge is also for those who are not students of the school. Wait a minute, Han Jae-hyuk, let me ask, what do you do? He passed the mic to Jae-hyuk again, causing him to be stunned. What? I am currently working in the music industry. What? Is it possible that you are the new singer of JJ Company, the one who contributed to Lee Haeyoung's album this time? Jae-hyuk scratched his head and replied, yes, that is right. Seeing everyone confident, but Lee Jayen's face was still very worried. Everyone praised him for being an outstanding guy. Is that Han Jae-hyuk, the one who appeared in Lee Haeyoung's Compass? Hearing this, Jae-hyuk scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. Oh my god, I really love that song. Then, the MC pointed at her and shouted, I have never seen the real person in real life before. You are so handsome, I was discovered immediately, how embarrassing. Everyone, our program today suddenly has an important guest. This is not a script, I repeat, this is 100% completely coincidental. JJ's monster rookie, all information about him is a mystery, has unexpectedly appeared at the Korean University Festival. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk became even more self-conscious. She bowed her head and thought, "It seems I have inadvertently made her more nervous. I am sorry, but I will apologize later." Jae-hyuk on this side also looked at her and smiled to himself. "It is all for you." The MC once again raised his voice. "Alright, we will start the singer challenge competition right now. The first song will be Han Ji-hyuk's Compass." Everyone give a big round of applause and cheer enthusiastically. He thought to himself, "I have never sung Compass alone before, but let us just try. Anyway, this is just a small step to introduce Jaehyun to the world." Thus, Jae-hyuk, filled with the confidence of a star, stood on the stage and began to sing. The lyrics of his song rose melodiously, as if recounting a story of each person. "You have always been like that since the first time we met. You have always underestimated yourself, even though you are more talented than anyone else. You are a strong girl who helped me recover when I was frustrated with the repeated mistakes I kept making. Jaehyun, what you need now is believe in yourself even more. Because the burning passion is surging inside you. We'll break the cage you have built around yourself and help you take off and fly high." Hearing such wonderful lyrics, Li Jayen became even more confident that she was not a useless person, always timid and shy under the shadow of others. The music he brought was like a dove flying out of the cage, free being herself. The song ended, the lights turned to Li Jayen, looking at her with a smile. The rule of the singer challenge is that anyone in the audience can participate. However, because we have a professional singer here, we will call this the performance of a guest singer. The most anticipated goddess of the Department of Literature. This won't be easy. Please welcome Li Jayen. He thought to himself, "That is right, luckily, it seems to be a good motivation for her. Now show everyone, let them know your true talent." The MC introduced once more. The song that Li Jayen will perform is also with the singer of the previous song. Right, it is Li Hiang's Lake Mirror. Give her a round of applause. The people below changed their attitude again, their faces full of regret. What a pity. Anyway, the opponent is a singer from JJ. Really, I mean, how can an amateur fight a professional? But Li Jayen just sighed. She took a breath, trying to stay calm. When she prepared to sing, a strange clearness radiated around her. The people below, their eyes wide open in surprise. Li Jayen on the stage, with her infatuated eyes, with her sweet voice. She successfully captivated everyone with her clear, sweet voice. Li Jayen was like a different person when standing on the stage. She gently took each step of her feet was so light. The audience below was all silent, but their faces expressed a very surprised expression. Looking at the surrounding scenery, fish swimming ripples in the water. Jae-hyuk saw this scene and could not help but be shocked. Each luminous fish was swimming back and forth in front of him. And Li Jayen on the stage was like a goddess of nature. Looking at her as if she was merging with nature because her voice was too clear. Unusually noble. No one thought Li Jayen's voice would be so miraculous. After the song ended, Li Jayen took a long breath. The MC was also frozen. Everyone below applauded and cheered, making Li Jayen also feel surprised. She widened her eyes and looked at the MC who was saying, "Extremely, extremely excellent. Is she really from the class of the University of Korea? Their performance was amazing." Jae-hyuk at that time also felt very proud of Li Jayen. A street angel appeared and said to Jae-hyuk, "A talented girl, she has shown to the point that she has almost overshadowed the entire stage. Everyone saw it, right? Another demon violinist, definitely, this stage is too small for her. The pop music emperor, she has a voice full of emotion, which can move people's hearts. What a blessing, the wizard of the six strings, she is a very talented person." The street angel also chimed in, "She can definitely spread her wings to fly really high and far, but you also know, she is still very withdrawn." Hearing the angel say that, Jae-hyuk smiled inwardly. "Of course, I know that better than anyone. That is why I am here." At this time, Jae-hyuk brought water to her. "Congratulations on getting first place. Did I make you confused? I am sorry, I did not mean to do that, but I really wanted to see Jaehyun's true skill, your true skill. You also saw it, Jaehyun, the way the audience cheered after hearing your song. Jaehyun also won the competition too. Hearing him speak so politely, Li Jayen quickly replied with a worried face, "No, it is because I am a student here, so." Looking at Li Jayen, Jae Han said with a certainty, "Anyway, defeating 4 people, including me, was not easy, right? That is right. I know I have put you in a difficult situation in many ways, but I want to ask you one last time. Li Jayen, do you think you can help me produce an album? I think you are the most suitable person to do this." Hearing this, Li Jayen bowed her head, her self-deprecating face appeared once again, "But I am not even a proper singer. Compared to Li Hiang, my skills are much worse." Jae Han hurriedly smiled and reassured her, "I think Jaehyun will sing better than Haeyoung in this album." But Li Jayen quickly retorted, "That is ridiculous, how can I sing better than Haeyoung?" But Jae Han was indeed a psychological guy. He seriously replied, "I said it already, Jaehyun is the right person for this job. I am not looking for a person to replace Haeyoung, I am looking for a person who fits my album, and that person is Jaehyun." Li Jayen bowed her head and asked, "Can you give me some time to think about it?" Jae Han also happily agreed to that. "Of course, this is not an easy decision, you are right to think carefully. Here's my manager's business card, please contact me when you have decided." Receiving the business card, Li Jayen's face became more relaxed, "Thank you," but in her heart she was secretly happy, it is really the business card of JJK Entertainment. Jae Han continued, "I am waiting to hear an answer from you, I wish you all the best, Jaehyun." Li Jayen's eyes sparkled as she replied to Jae Han, "Yes." Scene changed to Jinwook, "Alright, just continue doing that, and put aside the equipment problem for now. It is not a pressing issue right now." "I understand." Li Hagyun reported, sweating, "President, I have something to report. Actually, a few days ago there was a festival at the Korean University. What about it? Did the kids on our side also perform?" "There was not an official performance, but Jaehyuk went on stage." "What, Jaehyuk?" This is when he just returned from the US. At this time on the TV screen, the image of Jae Han appeared. JJ's Han Jaehyuk appears unexpectedly at the Singer Challenge of the Korean University Festival. Li Hagyun continued, "Yes, he said he wanted to rest for a few days and did not contact me. It seems that he also went without telling Kyungtae. From what I have found out, he does not have a separate contract with the Korean University, he just participated in the singing competition for the audience. I really do not know anything. If there is an event he wants to see, he just needs to tell me." Li Hagyun said for a while like that, but Jinwook just coldly dismissed it, "Let it go." Then he pointed to Li Jayen, "This little friend, do you know who she is?" Li Hagyun scratched his head trying to remember. "She is the student who stood on the stage with Jaehyuk. Actually, the reason I showed you this video is because of her." "What about her?" "That female student, she is now in the studio with Jaehyuk. It seems that Jaehyuk wants her to participate in his debut album. Jaehyuk is fully responsible for this project, but is not it too risky to collaborate with an unverified amateur from the start?" Hearing Li Hagyun say, Jinwook also thought to himself, "An undiscovered gem, is that who he mentioned at that time?" Li Hagyun asked him softly, "President, what do you think?" Jinwook seemed unable to do anything and replied, "What can I do? Team leader Lee also just said that. Jaehyuk has full control over the project." At first, Jaehyuk was also an unverified amateur. It seems that he is considering something, let us just trust him for now. "And Team Leader Lee, you said that Haeyoung's schedule is empty today." Scene changed to Jae Han's place. He raised his voice and asked her, "Okay, are you ready, Jaehyun? Just think of it as a rehearsal, do not be nervous." Li Jayen replied with a naive face, "Yes, yes, please help me. Then let us start." Thus, she quickly immersed herself in the music, her voice rose. Baek Jyeongtae came over and whispered in Jae Han's ear, "Very good, but I guess she does not have much time to practice, is not your visit to her very worthwhile?" Jae Han also suddenly guessed, she has not reached that level, she is still worried. Clearly Jaehyun's skill set is suitable for debut right away, even the picky manager Baek has to admit it. But she still does not believe in herself. "When I received the call, I thought she was finally ready. As expected, could it be that the name JJ and Lee Haeyoung are still a burden? Street angel, she is like a butterfly entering the world for the first time, so pitiful." Seeing him ponder for so long, A street angel appeared and whispered to Jae Han, only her body has stepped out into the world. Her voice is still locked in her own little room. What do you think? Do you think you can break the walls surrounding that child? Street angel, at times like these, we need delicate advice. Hearing them say that, Jae Han had to suddenly rethink. I have to try, to allow Jaehyun to show all her ability and debut. Then raised his voice, Jaehyun, let us take a break. Yes. Going outside, Lee Jaehyun apologized again before Jae Han. I am sorry, Jaehyuk, are you very disappointed? But to reassure her, Jae Han happily said, how can I be disappointed? We were all worried at first, it will take time to get used to it, but I trusted you, and gave you this opportunity. She bowed her head and replied, I think it is beyond my ability. That is right, I should have refused the offer. Hearing her say that, Jae Han also suddenly realized the change in her. She is more insecure than I thought. I want to support her somehow. After thinking for a while, he spoke up, don't be too harsh on yourself, you are just trapped by being under too much pressure. If the song does not fit, you can always change it. Helpless, Li Hiang walked in from afar. Anyway, Jaehyuk seems sensitive, but he is also very foolish. He asked her in surprise, how did you get here? I thought you were very busy these days. Li Hiang immediately showed a playful expression, today is my day off. I cleared all my schedules to visit your studio, Appa. Seeing Li Hiang, Li Jayen hurriedly covered her face in surprise. No way, it is really Li Hiang. Li Hiang also enthusiastically went to greet Li Jayen. It is nice to meet you. You must be Li Jayen. I am Li Hiang. Yes, Li Hiang, I am a big fan of yours. Hearing her say, Jae Han immediately wondered, Hiang, how do you know Jaehyun's name? Li Hiang hurriedly interrupted, we will talk about that later. For now I will borrow Jaehyun for a moment, because we need a girl talk. Jae Han hearing that looked flustered and asked, what are you two going to say? Seeing him a little nervous, Li Hiang hurriedly waved her hand, come on. It is not the police asking those things. Don't you know about girl talk? Hearing Li Hiang reply like that, Jae Han could only stand frozen. Then he thought with a lot of consideration, is this okay? She sat down at the table and took a breath. Finally, I chased him away. Jaehyuk Appa does not know anything, he would not have found out. Must be confused, Li Jayen replied, no, it is okay. Before Li Jayen's timidity, Li Hiang was very quick. I apologize for this sudden visit. Our president contacted me urgently and asked me to meet Jaehyun. Hearing this, Li Jayen was surprised. What, the president of JJ? Especially related to Jaehyuk Appa. Anyway, Appa is also the president's biggest concern these days. You sang at the Korean University Festival, right? It seems that the president has watched that video. I heard that you are a very talented singer. I am not that good. The two of you are talking inside, and Jae Han outside is restless. Li Hiang leaned in and said, but that story, is it true? I heard that Jaehyuk Appa went to meet you, and invited you to work with him. Li Jayen also replied timidly, yes, I participated in a concert out of curiosity, and he saw that video. He said he wanted to become a part of the album. Li Jayen began to recount her meeting with Jae Han. At first, I refused because it was too sudden, but he kept asking me again and again, so I agreed. Hearing this, Li Hiang smiled inwardly, that is why the president wanted me to meet her. I also approached Jaehyuk Appa in a similar way when bringing him back, is that him? Li Jayen continued, but I guess it is a bit too much for me. I want to do it well, but I think I might disappoint Jaehyuk, who trusted me. I think giving up now is definitely the best way. Hearing this, Li Hiang smirked triumphantly. Thus she spoke, Jaehyun, let me guess a few things, yes. Li Hiang's face was very confident. Jaehyun, your parents, they do not accept you pursuing music, right? Seeing the two of them talking back and forth, Jae Han outside was also a little worried. I was kicked out, I can't go back in. What the heck are they talking about? Looking at their faces, I do not think they are saying anything serious. Suddenly a street angel appeared teasingly. Oh my, are you curious about girl talk? Oh no, that is not cool at all. Hearing this, Jae Han crossed his arms and replied, that is not what I meant, I am just a little worried. The street angel continued, the person who understands the butterfly just flapping its wings the most, is the butterfly who has escaped first. Street angel, the butterfly who has spread her wings is here to help, just trust and wait. Hearing him say that, Jae Han suddenly had some doubts. His face darkened in thought. On Li Jayen's side, she stammered, my parents, my. Li Hiang hurriedly interrupted, didn't your parents say that music is a difficult path, and there is no guarantee that we will succeed? Yes, but why do you? The two sat down to discuss together. Li Hiang began to share what she had experienced, summarizing it into experiences to guide Li Jayen. Experience, I think so. My parents are the same. What, did Li Hiang's parents object to her pursuing music? At first I was not sure I would succeed. They were afraid I would struggle and be hurt. That is what your parents object to. They want you to find stable happiness in reality, rather than pursue your dreams. Coming here, she suddenly asked, what do you think, Jayen? Li Jayen then stammered, I. It seemed that the girl was still a little shy. But a look still flickered in Li Jayen's heart. She boldly said, I want to try. Even if I fail, I do not want to regret not pursuing my dreams. Seeing Li Jayen's attitude has changed, Li Hiang thought to herself, I can understand why JJK Appa went so far to bring her here. I am a little jealous. Li Jayen suddenly spoke up, by the way, how did you convince your parents me? Li Hiang hurriedly waved her hand and laughed, I am not the one who convinced them, but the money earned after the debut is more effective than 1,000 words, right? I understand. At first, I did not even try to convince them. That is my life, dreams and happiness. I think my parents' opinions are just opinions, not rules. I am the only one who makes the rules, and I need to listen to myself. From that perspective, Jayen's answer is very clear. You know what you truly desire, right, Jayen? Hearing Li Hiang say, Li Jayen secretly clenched her hand. Her voice rang out with a confidence that had never been seen in her before. Yes, I think I understand now. Returning to the studio, the editor shouted, Alright, let us start. Are you ready, Jayen? Yes, please help me. Let us start together. At this time, Jinwook was also present. He turned to look at Li Hiang. The clear sound began to rise. Li Jayen closed her eyes tightly, feeling the music flowing in her body. Looking at her, Jae Han smiled inwardly. I do not know what they discussed, but Jayen's expression is better now. What useful advice did Hyung give her, so she feels so talented? Suddenly he stopped. He was stunned by Li Jayen's very clear voice, the lyrics rising one after another. The sky is sparkling, the surface is shining under the stars. I dream a dream. I am a butterfly, flapping its wings on a late spring day when the petals fall. Let the sun set, let the day pass, let it fly freely. I am no longer afraid, my butterfly. Closing my eyes in the deep night, I dream again. Li Jayen stood inside the studio. With her clear voice, she was like merging with nature. Li Jayen was like a pure butterfly fairy. Jinwook and Li Hiang were both staring blankly at the studio. My butterfly. After recording, Li Jayen took a breath. Li Jayen looked towards everyone and asked, how was it? Jinwook said, sweating, I think she is not just an ordinary talent. It seems that she suddenly became impressively unexpected, huh? Jae Han also cheered enthusiastically, isn't it great, that girl talk? Very good, Jayen, that part was great. Li Jayen hearing this smiled happily, really. Now let us start seriously. The editor spoke once again, are you ready, Jayen? We are gradually completing it, so let us start. Yes, please help me with this. The recording process went smoothly without any obstacles. After the conversation with Hyung, she has become more confident. Jayen has exceeded all expectations. Time flies when we complete this interesting work. Even before we realized it, the release date of the album has been set. After returning from the studio, Jae Han also appeared there. He kept praising her. Jayen, are you okay? You look quite worried. It is okay, I am fine. But after saying that, he thought differently to himself. Of course she will feel worried, even if she is a highly praised artist. This is still her album as a singer. Even Hyung was worried on the day of the album release. Imagine what a mix of emotions Jayen must be feeling, especially since this is her first time. I also feel worried, but I can't show it. Suddenly the phone rang. Jae Han also hurriedly answered, yes, President, this is Han Jae-hyuk. Jae-hyuk, you must have been waiting, right? On the other end of the line, the president asked him, "Are you with Jayen? Turn on the speaker so she can hear it." "Yes, I understand. Jahyuk has worked very hard, of course Jayen too." Suddenly, Li Jayen bowed her head and said, "No, I do not think so." The president on the other end of the line continued, "The charts have been out for a while, but it seems you have not seen them yet, how is it?" Hearing this, Li Jayen once again showed a gloomy face. Jinwook said seriously, "Actually, I am not sure about the overall results, but I did not expect everything to be so great. If we only look at the results of today. It reached number 3 on the main charts. I have confirmed this with team leader Li. You both have worked very well." Receiving praise from President Jinwook, Li Jayen's face became brighter than ever. Handsome President Jinwook continued, "Now, the media is starting to pay attention to Jahyuk, so you will have a lot of work to do from now on. Everything will become very busy, so be careful, continue to maintain this momentum." Jae-hyuk also spoke up to interrupt, "Yes, please guide me on this journey even more." After speaking, he thought to himself, "I have finally taken the first step." Looking at Li Jayen's excitement, he smiled inwardly because everything was finally going in the orbit he wanted. Compared to the life before, this is a success. "Jahyuk, look, you are really standing in third place, but this is not enough. I still have a long way to go to get to where I and my music belong." That evening, everyone was in the room together raising their glasses. Everyone seemed to be having a party, everyone happily chatted with each other. "Congratulations, I knew Jayen would do it, I did not do anything, it was Jahyuk who wholeheartedly prepared for the release of the album. Jahyuk's album would not be completed without Jayen's help." "Right, exactly," Li Hiang said with a bright face. "By the way, I was very surprised to know that Jahyuk is also participating in the biopic and Queen's album." Jae-hyuk also smiled shyly and replied, "I am just lucky, really, I still can't believe this. Speaking of this, I will meet Queen on the day the movie is released. Jayen, I do not know if you can come with me." "What, really?" Suddenly the opportunity to meet Queen came unexpectedly. "This is really a great offer, it makes me a little worried." Hearing that, Li Hiang also quickly shouted, "Jahyuk, me too, I also want to meet Queen." Jinwook on this side held up his phone and said, "I also have a photo taken with Queen in the US. Do you want to see it? Really, I want to see it." Looking at everyone so happy, Jae-hyuk secretly felt happy before these simple moments. "Luckily, this has helped my mind relax a little, because the results of the album are quite good, so maybe I will be able to confidently promote in the future. It seems I have just completed something that my past self could not do. I feel less stressed now." Suddenly, Li Hagen put his hands on his hips and said, "I told you guys that you are not allowed to drink alcohol in the recording room. You guys really do not listen to me, huh, team leader?" Li Haeng hurriedly interrupted the uncomfortable voice. "Come on, today is a happy day, let us have some fun. Do you want a can? Okay, Haeyoung, you should drink moderately. Then review your schedule." Jae-hyuk turned his head to ask, "What is wrong, team leader?" Lee Hagyan then sighed and replied, "I apologize if I have spoiled everyone's mood, but there have been some troubles. I think we have to discuss this issue together, it may become more and more tangled." After the party, everyone gathered to watch the video, a rookie who is heavily invested by JJ Company, a genius hidden face singer. Isn't JJ's promotion method too vague? On the other side of the screen is Leader TV. His name was added to Lee Haeyoung's mini-album and immediately after that he debuted, but now he is ranked third on the chart. It is clearly an exaggeration that is too awkward. With the potential of JJ Company, it is not a big problem to promote a useless rookie, is it? Hearing this, Lee Haeyoung shouted angrily, "Funny, he does not even know anything, what is he basing that on?" Baek Jeongdi next to him also raised his voice, "It is a bit hard to hear. Is a response necessary?" Lee Hagyan then crossed his arms and shook his head, "It is useless. This person is an entertainment YouTuber with the largest number of followers in Korea. Other YouTubers have probably prepared to upload videos with similar topics." On the side of the screen, the name Leader TV was constantly saying, "Even if we respond in the position of the company, it will still affect the album sales, that is really true. Besides, there is also a rookie who stands out in Jahyuk's album, it is Lee Jayen. A rookie debuted in another rookie's album, what is going on, are they really serious? They are creating a series of singers who are not worth carrying shoes for the outstanding artists anymore. Seeing things getting worse, Li Hiang immediately turned off the machine. There is nothing worthwhile to watch here anymore. It is better when they are just trying to attract attention by spreading false news. If the company responds with full legal evidence, they will have to shut up. Li Hagyun scratched his head, his voice mixed with fear and frustration. The company will really take action in response. But I said it before, it won't help JJK at all. Contrary to him, Li Hiang was full of energy. But we can't just sit still and ignore this, can we? Worried about Li Jayen's psychology, Jae-hyuk Han turned to ask her, "Jae-hyun, are you okay?" And just like that, Li Jayen's face sank. "I am sorry, I need to breathe some air." Then, she covered her face and turned to leave. Seeing this, Li Hagyun was also very worried about her. Famous people will definitely have to face false news and bad newspapers. It always causes deep damage for the first time. And Jae-hyuk Han, his face at this time darkened. "I had a hard time recovering the confidence in Jae-hyun, but now it is back to zero. What should I do?" Suddenly the pop emperor appeared, giving advice to Jae-hyuk Han. "What should we do? The answer is already present in you, my friend. All you need to do is prove it, show them that they can't stand in your way. Street angel, you can't meet your wings just because of the jealousy of flies with butterflies. Show them you can attack with your skills. That way those cowards will never be able to slander anymore. Prove it, that what those people out there are saying is false." On Li Jayen's side, she kept sobbing, taking all the blame on herself. "I am sorry, it is because of me." Li Hiang next to her immediately comforted her. "You are doing it again. Do not blame yourself. There is no need to be discouraged just because of the nonsense that those cowards are saying. Life is real, I will teach them a memorable lesson." Seeing Li Hiang like that, Li Jayen also felt a little comforted and replied with a smile, "You seem to be upset for my share too. What do I do next?" Suddenly, Jae-hyuk Han came over and suggested, "Give them what they want, I think so." Li Jayen then wondered, an apology. He continued, "If they want a really bad problem, let us create a problem, but a real one, not those fake news." That morning, people stood crowded below. It turned out they were watching a young boy sing on the street. Everyone was fascinated by his voice. At this time, Li Jayen and Jae-hyuk Han were nearby. She spoke up and asked, "Jae-hyuk, will this succeed? Are you still worried?" "I can't be sure we will attract attention from anyone. I bet someone here has seen that video." Jae-hyuk Han replied with certainty, "What other people think of us is not important, because from now on, they will look at us with different eyes." Suddenly the manager noticed the two of them, then came over and asked, "Jae-hyuk, everything is ready, are you ready?" "Of course, thank you, manager." Baek Jae-hyuk asked with a worried face again, "Are you sure about this? We have not done large-scale promotion yet. The first performance is already in a public place. Is this necessary?" Jae-hyuk Han pulled down his hat and said with a full voice, "The YouTubers have doubted our ability, so we will show them, in the closest distance to the community. If they intend to restrain the wings of a bird who has just left the nest, we will show the world that we deserve to spread our wings." Returning to Li Hagyun, he was intently watching a video on his phone. "Hello everyone, this is the entertainment team leader of Entertainment Leader TV. On the other side, the young man Leader TV from before said happily, "That is right, I am in Hongdae. I am sure everyone is wondering why I am suddenly broadcasting live here. Right, there is a reason, I just received important news. Do you all remember Han Jae-hyuk, the fake talented rookie I talked about the other day? I just saw an announcement from JJ, so I looked it up, and it turns out he is having a street performance today. Isn't he shameless? I still do not know why JJ of all companies is acting so foolish." Below the video, people were commenting and scolding him, "Really shameless. A street performance on the way to JJ, is it because he does not have the ability to go on TV, so it is easier to go on the street artist disguise?" Leader TV with that challenging face continued, "It is like he is proving himself because he is having a bad reputation. Would not that be a little rude to Hongdae? Keep following because I will reveal the truth." Unacceptable. Li Hagyun sighed, "Is this okay? Avoiding the YouTubers who are crazy about this is not bad enough, or what? This is the place where I and JJK will debut. Now they will also know." Suddenly, Leader TV from somewhere came to appear in front of Li Jayen and JJK. Seeing him, he smiled inwardly. I am not the one stepping into the enemy's territory, but them. Then he turned to say to Li Jayen, ready Jayen, just relax and see it as a normal performance. What? Everyone at this time began to make noise. The person who is playing the piano, do not you recognize him? I do not know, maybe it is someone who usually performs here. It is Han Jae-hyuk. Don't you know Han Jae-hyuk? What are you saying? Leader TV spoke with a very smug face. JJ's rookie who contributed to Li Hiang's mini-album. He just released the song Regret recently. Everyone hearing that was surprised. What, really? It is Han Jae-hyuk. That is great. I really like the song Regret. What, who is it? Han Jae-hyuk, the person who sings the song Regret, really, the rookie who contributed to Li Hiang's song. After slandering them, he put on a very sinister expression. Get excited, because the more disappointed everyone is, the more trouble it will be for you. You are going to perform Regret, right? Changing the community's opinion is just an excuse. You are here to promote your album. But on a hot weekend on the streets of Hongdae, this slow ballad won't be well received. At this time, JJK had sat down at the piano, and Li Jayen was sitting next to him holding the mic. The audience who were passers-by also recognized it. Is it Green Lemon, the song I like? Shoo, I am filming. The sound of the piano rose, and it was also when Li Jayen raised her voice to sing, and I am filled with excitement for a new dawn. Or lean on the open window, eagerly waiting for something to happen. The two seemed to sink into their own world, in that, only music was the only medicine that could save the soul that was in pain and suffering of each person. The lyrics were sung one after another. It is a day that can no longer make you sadder. I want to take a walk, I want to get married, and I want to walk on familiar road. Why does the one who promised a path full of flowers seem to have to go? Whenever I am sad, the moon shines. I want to be happy, I want to be beautiful, I want to fill the image of you in my heart. The lemon tree with a dreamy green color. I will sing, leaning on your precious newness. Li Jayen's appearance was full of confidence. She tightly gripped the mic in her hand, confidently bringing the most pure and wonderful things to everyone, the lemon tree with a dreamy green color. The sound rose very clearly, blowing through the ears of each person. Everyone on the road was listening attentively. Suddenly, Li Jayen's hat fell to the ground. She hurriedly shouted, my hat. But everyone at this time did not care about that. Everyone was cheering enthusiastically for Li Jayen. The name Leader TV, seeing everyone expressing like that, was frozen. Wonderful, please sing another song, sister, you are so cool. Li Jayen happily turned her head to look at JJK. He also happily nodded as if replying. And the name Leader TV was constantly growling angrily. JJK smiled and said, fortunately, a famous YouTuber is also here with us, entertainment team leader. The audience at this time also began to recognize Leader TV's identity, the entertainment team leader, that controversial YouTuber. He has been judging JJ and Li Hiang a lot lately. What is he doing here? He is really someone without a conscience. JJK said smugly, it seems that you are broadcasting live. I am curious to know how the viewers feel. He turned red in anger that a person below then picked up the hat and gave it to Li Jayen. She also politely replied, thank you. Then smiled happily in front of everyone. And the name Leader TV, his face kept darkening. Oh my god, that is amazing. If I said that was one of his songs, would you believe it? I think it is even better than the original. I hope the song will be released. The name Leader TV spitefully glanced at a line and thought, damn it, this weakling, it is really amazing, almost as good as Li Hiang. Right, what the hell? She is too excellent. I have goosebumps. Why are not you saying anything? Speak louder. He deliberately released the song through a cover, right, to show that he is not the only one who sings well. It seems that the featured rookie is talented. I guess he is taking advantage of her to get out of trouble. Well, I have my own feelings, but it does not help. Han Jae-hyuk, I will expose your true talent. Inside the car, Li Jayen turned in surprise and asked, what, we are not performing Jae-hyuk songs? JJK replied, that is right, just like when I featured with Haeyoung. We will just sing songs that everyone knows, use simple instruments, no costumes, just sing like that. Li Hagyun turned his head and asked him, I guess that is the nature of street performances, performing freely without any formalities, but why not sing Jaehyuk songs? Baek Jeongtae chimed in, that is right, the goal is still to promote the album, is not it? But that is not it, Jaehyuk Han hurriedly explained to them. No, I did not come to promote my album. What, if so, why? I am not sure yet, I want to introduce myself in some way. This is the best way for fans to see who we really are. Back at Li Jayen and Jaehyuk Han's performance, Jaehyuk Han started his introduction. Hello, I am Han Jaehyuk, a rookie singer. First, I want to thank Li Jayen for featuring on my debut album, and for giving us a wonderful performance. Hearing his name, a few people recognized him. It is Han Jaehyuk, I really like your music, I support you, thank you. Meanwhile, Baek Jeongtae and Li Hiang were talking to each other. I can see why he called it introducing himself. What do you mean? Li Hiang proceeded to lay everything out, considering Jaehyuk's image fabricated by YouTubers, featuring with Li Hiang with only that level of skill. An image of a genius created with the money of a large company. If you let this slide, it is like tarnishing the initial impression of a rookie who has not even appeared on broadcast. That is why Jaehyuk is performing songs that are not his on the street, to introduce the image of a street artist rather than a singer from a big company. A clever method. If you look closely, you can learn a lot from Jaehyuk in terms of management tactics. After hearing him, Baek Jeongtae also voiced his opinion. I am not so sure, is that really a good tactic, what do you mean? I have not known Jaehyuk for very long, but the Jaehyuk I know is not someone who is conscious enough about everything around him to create a fake image. Perhaps this is not image making. Perhaps it is just purely Jaehyuk. Li Hiang suddenly asked, is this really just an introduction of himself? This question surprised Baek Jeongtae a little. Li Hiang folded his arms and said, Hyung-tae, look over there, the person facing Jinhyuk. Yes. The people below were still clamoring, the entertainment team leader. He is really here, what do we do, what should we do? Li Hiang took out his phone at this time, just continue with your duties. Jaehyuk Han still had not stopped, continuing to cater to the audience. Does anyone want to suggest a song? Any song is fine. Our Jaehyun is very talented, she sings any song well. I have not seen it, but maybe she can rap too. I can't do that, Jaehyuk Appa. I want to hear a song from Han Jaehyuk, the leader TV guy spoke up. You are the one who debuted with an album this time, you have come all the way here. You are not planning on leaving without singing a song, are you? That would be a shame. Hearing that, Jaehyuk Han agreed with a smile. Is that so? Then I will sing a song, shall I? Seeing him agree so easily, it could not help but surprise him. He agreed right away. Is he lying to get out of it? Probably. At this time, Jaehyuk Han was still asking everyone, what song should I sing? It is spring, the weather is so nice. With that, he ran his fingers over the keyboard. The audience below praised him endlessly, pedal ending, so good, a cover, again. Leader TV was once again in a state of shock. He felt completely confused by Jaehyuk Han's actions. He is not singing his own song until the end. Oh flower, oh flower, oh flower, oh flower, oh flower. Jaehyuk Han's voice echoed through the crowded street. My love, go with me, let us go through the road where flowers bloom, through the garden where petals flutter, with me under the falling petals, with gentle music we. Leader TV was constantly amazed as he saw everyone happily accepting his song like that. I hear your laughter, in the gentle breeze, blowing away the fluttering petals. I hear your laughter, in the gentle breeze, blowing away the fluttering petals. Seeing everyone immersed in such happiness made him even more bitter. Oh flower, oh flower, oh flower, oh flower. The song ended and Jaehyuk Han did not forget to thank his audience. Everyone below clapped and cheered for him. Seeing this, Jaehyuk Han turned and asked, what do you think, was that good enough, the person who suggested it? I am very impressed, Saint Jaehyuk. Seriously, I give up already. What, he is that good, you said he was a fake. Damn it, say something, team leader. So, too bitter, Leader TV cursed and turned to leave, damn it. Seeing this, Jaehyuk Han chuckled and asked, did my song remind him of something he forgot? Hopefully it is not a meeting. Then he turned and reminded Li Jayen, okay, let us move on to the next song. Ready Ms. Jayen. She also readily replied yes. So the two of them once again harmonized together. Leader TV, hiding in an alley, muttered, What confession, what is wrong with the chat room? Whose side is everyone on? You think you can fool people with this street performance? I am the entertainment team leader, you think I am that easy? While he was talking nonsense, someone's voice came from behind, Excuse me. Are you the entertainment team leader from the Matub channel Entertainment Leader TV? Who are you? The man politely introduced himself. Nice to meet you, I am the legal specialist from JJK Entertainment. I want to talk to you about the continuous defamation of our artist on Entertainment Leader TV, and about spreading false information that causes harm. Do you have time? So the two of them had a conversation back and forth. On Li Hiang's side, he exclaimed while watching the news, We should have restrained him more. Then he quickly picked up the phone and called someone. Yes, Na PD, it has been a while, how are you, what is that? Jaehyuk. Back in the meeting room, Jaehyuk Han asked with wide eyes on Daring Challenge. Both Li Hiang and Baek Jae gathered to explain the matter to him. That is right, producer Na Taeho contacted me while you were performing on the street. And even said that he would really like you to be on the show. They are holding a music festival. After listening, Jaehyuk Han thought to himself, the Daring Challenge Music Festival, that is right, it is around this time. It would be great to participate in this entertainment program, but the Daring Challenge Music Festival, would it be better? Li Hiang also chimed in, It is Daring Challenge, it is amazing, JJK Appa, if you get this opportunity, you will become very famous, is that so? That is right, JJK Appa, the Daring Challenge Music Festival is a special event that consistently tops various charts. A rookie receiving such an offer proves that they have recognized your talent. He replied with an embarrassed smile, It sounds a bit overwhelming, does not it? Li Hiang spoke up beside him, Don't feel pressured, JJK, you have already worked with Kwans. Hearing them say that, Jaehyuk Han fell into contemplation. It is true that I have never appeared on a big show, but if I see this as a promotional opportunity, it would not be bad at all. Li Hiang shouted excitedly, Great, leave things like this to Li Hiang, I know everyone there. So let me call and ask them to take care of JJK Appa for you. Seeing her expression, Li Hiang rolled his eyes. Didn't I tell you, Hiang, you are going to participate with JJK? What, me too? More guests create trends, which is more beneficial for Daring Challenge, is not it? Baek Jae also reminded her. Consider this a mini promotional expansion of Hyung's album. So, everyone was excited about this music festival. This is great, let us get started. JJK Appa, I am so glad that the two of you are participating in the show together. What do you think, JJK, will you participate? Without hesitation, Jaehyuk Han replied, Yes, this is a good opportunity, I will participate. Alright, I will pass the message on to producer Na Taeho. Hooray, I finally get to work with JJK. Li Hiang tilted her head and asked, That is right. Are there any other guests besides the two of us? Let us see, there is Lee Suk, Jae Kim, Flowers and... But as soon as she heard this name, Li Hiang changed her attitude, Rayon. Rayon will participate, Rayon, who is that? She suddenly shouted, Wait, hold on, I am not participating anymore, cancel it, then JJK Appa won't participate either. Right, what is wrong, who is Rayon? Rayon, a 4-member band that has been attracting a lot of attention in the indie music scene lately. A band with a strong fan base and a powerful music style that is a perfect combination of punk and rock. Looking at his phone, Jaehyuk Han suddenly remembered, I completely forgot about these guys, some not so pleasant memories. Does Hyung have a bad impression of these guys? He looked at Li Hiang, who was drooping, and comforted her, Is there something that is discouraging you? You do not have to go if you do not feel comfortable. I am fine, but I can't. This is a golden opportunity for JJK Appa. Seeing that everyone seemed a little strange, Li Jayen turned and asked, What did that band do to make Hyung react like that? Baek Jae hesitated after hearing that. Can I tell them, Hyung? Li Hiang slumped on the table sadly, but still tried to reply, Alright, JJK Appa should know anyway. Baek Jae turned to Jaehyuk Han and asked, Do you know about the Daehan Awards held in Songdo last year? Yes, it was a pretty big event. That is right, this festival is highly regarded by the public, with the participation of everyone from idols to indie band. Baek Jae began to recount everything in detail to everyone present. Haeyoung also appeared there. I went with the team leader as his assistant, and I witnessed the situation firsthand. Perhaps when Haeyoung was being interviewed by the press. And he was also there at that time. Rayon's vocalist, Kang Sikwoo, I assume he came as a representative of the indie band. Initially, everything went quite smoothly. Haeyoung was already familiar to the public, and the reporters seemed to want to shift the focus to someone else, however. Mr. Kang Sikwoo, all of Rayon's songs are written by the band members themselves, are not they? I heard that you strictly adhere to the rules regarding composition. Can you elaborate on that? At this time, Sikwoo said with a conceited look, "What is the matter? Isn't this already too obvious?" He smirked and said, "Calling yourself a musician while singing songs written by someone else is basically getting a free ride. Moreover, there are people who brazenly remake other people's songs through remakes, and really, those people even release albums from those remakes. I really can't understand it." With that, he stood up and said to the person on the organization side, "We, Rayon, are completely different from those people, and we will become true musicians. That must be why I do not change that principle." The person on the organization side also looked uncomfortable, but could only reply with an embarrassed smile. "Is that so? What a great principle. Okay, the next question is." Of course, this segment was cut and not broadcast, but everyone in the studio knew that. It was a jab at Li Hiang, who had just released a remake album. The fact that he mentioned the remake album was unrelated to the question. It was definitely a deliberate act to make Haeyoung have to hear those things. Jae-hyuk-han turned to Baek Jae and asked, "Shouldn't you have filed a complaint?" Baek Jae clenched his fist and slammed it on the table in response. "Of course I wanted to complain, I wanted to crush that arrogant guy's nose, but..." Haeyoung said that she did not want to mention this issue anymore, so we stopped and let it go. Hearing this, Jae-hyuk-han also felt sorry for them. Baek Jae listlessly continued, "Who knows, maybe that was an elaborate strategy to make things public." In that case, Haeyoung's response was also very wise. Li Jayen suddenly clenched her fists and expressed her anger. Seeing this, Li Jayen spoke up, "Ms. Jayen." Li Jayen's expression had darkened, and she said each word carefully, "Manager, this music festival is exactly a competition where individuals will compete with each other through singing ability. Right? Yes, that is right." Unexpectedly, Li Jayen grabbed Li Haeyoung's hand tightly. Then she expressed, "Haeyoung, we must retaliate against him at the festival. You can't lose to someone so crude like that." Hearing such words, Li Haeyoung was also very delighted, Jayen. But Jae-hyuk-han's expression was a little worried at this time. Then a street angel appeared. "Oh my gosh, our little butterfly actually has this side of her. The power that comes from wanting to protect the music they love, this child has that power." The two of them, Li Jayen and Li Haeyoung, kept encouraging each other. "You will definitely win, of course, I am Li Haeyoung, I am going to punch that jerk in the nose." Jae-hyuk-han also smiled awkwardly and thought, "That is right, Jayen might seem quite shy, but deep inside her is a strong personality, especially when someone she cares about is treated unfairly." It seems that the two of them have become closer to each other. The street angel continued, "What strong children, however, boy, are you going to stay put like that?" Hearing this, he suddenly looked silently towards Li Haeyoung. Then he smiled, and an idea immediately flashed in his head. "That is right, we must take this opportunity to retaliate against him properly, so..." "I have an idea," Jae-hyuk-han said with a confident look.